Hello, everybody. Golf Sickos, live from the doghouse. Dan Rapaport. We are going to watch the final round of the Travelers Championship, and it's heating up. Tommy Fleetwood began the day with a three-shot lead. He boat. Oh, whoa. Sorry. I got rid of that. We're back. Okay. Tommy bogeyed three of his first four holes. He's two over, and Keegan Bradley has just made a 64-footer, the exact same length that JJ Spawn made his on the 18th at Oakmont last Sunday. Keegan just made it on the 9th at TPC River Highlands. He won this tournament a couple years ago. He's a hometown kid, sort of, from about 2 hours away, but this is the closest event. It means the world to him. He's playing so well this summer, playing himself into the Ryder Cup conversation, a conversation he probably didn't really necessarily need. There are not 12 Americans who are playing there are not 12 Americans playing better golf than Keegan Bradley is right now, and that's the simple truth. Now, whether he ends up being a playing captain is a decision for the future, but I am willing to say with my chest. They say that in Love Island when the girls are talking. They say, I'll say it with my chest. I'm going to say it with my chest. There are not 12 Americans playing better golf than Keegan Bradley right now. So if he decides that he doesn't want to take that risk on, to take on that responsibility, that's a decision that he can make. He has said repeatedly that it won't be both. He will not be the captain and a player. He said he's got trust in his assistant captains and Jim Furyk and Kevin Kisner, who I'm starting to think about. Maybe Kevin Kisner would be a really interesting captain to sort of fit the same mold that Keegan Bradley fits, where he's, obviously Kisner's in the booth now, so he's moved into a little bit of a different chapter of his career, but still, in his 30s, still kind of checks the same boxes that Keegan does, as a sort of different type of captain, not one of these guys who's been retired for a bunch of years. He's still of the same generation of all the guys who are playing. He is already an assistant captain. Kisner's 41, but still, that'd be very, very young for a Ryder Cup captain. And I'm starting to think maybe if Keegan does play, does he bypass Jim Furyk and go to Kevin Kisner to sort of keep the sort of fiery spirit alive? But yeah, Austin Blythe says if he wins this and 1 to 2 more, it has to be a convo. Well, there's not that many more big tournaments. Today is the final signature event, and they're in a commercial, which is why we're not talking about golf. We're also just welcoming all of you to the show. You got the Doghouse Tour teed up. Yet says VC Productions. It'll happen. It'll happen soon. The Doghouse is not in great shape right now. It's a little bit messy, but we will give you a tour very, very shortly. But this is the last signature event of the year. So, I mean, after this, a lot of the big boys are off for 2 weeks. Rocket Mortgage, John Deere next 2. Then a lot of them are going over playing Scottish in the Open. And then after that, it's the FedEx Cup playoffs. So we're running out of time. There's really only this. I'd say the Scottish, it's not a signature event, but it's a signature event quality field because a lot of the guys like to go over there and play the week before. So we've got this. We've got the Travelers. We've got the Scottish, we've got the Open, and then we've got 3 playoff events. So there's 6 real big events left before the Ryder Cup. 6 big events for these guys to make their mark. So we're running out of time. It was funny yesterday to see the commentary team try to figure out why Scotty collapsed. Well, he made a triple bogey on the first hole, and then he made a double bogey. I saw he was 7 shots better. He birdied both of those holes today. The first hole, I think it was, and the 8th hole, which absolutely torpedoed his round yesterday. He was 2 under on those today. So strap in, guys. We got Tommy Fleetwood, 41 top 10s, most since 1983 without a victory. He's chasing his first win. He's not playing his best. I want to give a quick shout out to JJ Spawn. Last I saw, he was 7 under for the day. Obviously started the week a little bit slow, which I think is understandable given what he dealt with in that New York trip. But 7 under through 15. He shot 3 over the first day, 1 over the second day. 66 on Saturday, and now he's golfing his ball. So back to normal for JJ Spawn. A lock for the Ryder Cup. We heard the way Keegan Bradley was talking about him early in the week. Wind was insane Friday. Yeah, I had a couple buddies texting me in New York, which is about 2 hours away, being like, I've been looking forward to play golf all day, and it's 35 miles an hour wind outside. I got a buddy, Alex Myers, who actually claims that wind has gotten worse in the last 10 years. I don't know if he's just really soft, but that's one of his claims, that it's windier than it used to be. All right, Keegan on 10. Got that one tree in the middle of the fairway. That's a big-time block. Keegan's really animated right now. He went crazy when he made that putt and did a little one-arm finish, fanned that one into the right trees. That's a tricky tee shot there on 10. I like that hole with that tree. One tree in the fairway. It's nice to see some trees. We went from 0 trees to a bunch of trees. What's up? James Gardner says, what's up, sickos? I'm glad you guys are all here. I hope we have some return people from the U.S. Open watch-along, which was electric last week. We got Russell Henley on 10, also going with a fairway wood. This hole's playing downwind. Rory went with driving iron. And Henley's is a little bit less far right That should catch the right side of the fairway. It does. Yep, no problem there for Russell Henley. He missed a really short putt on 8, but made one on 9 to stick around. Russell Henley, interesting year for Russell Henley. He won the biggest tournament of his career at Bay Hill when he beat Colin Morikawa, then missed the cut in the first 2 majors of the year. Stopped working with Mark Blackburn for that reason, and had a good weekend. Jason Day almost gets it to 13 under. He's right in the mix too. We have not mentioned Jason Day. Wearing a pretty tame fit for Jason Day, all things considered, but playing really well. Had a bit of a neck injury earlier in the year, but he's bounced back nicely. Here's Tommy. It looks like a good one. Is it going to get down before that tree? It does. He picks up the tee very quickly. That's a nice little drivey draw from Tommy Fleetwood, and that thing is rolling. Very, very good tee shot there. Man, I'm excited. It's nice to be back with you guys. Russell Henley, by the way, after he missed the cut at the PGA Championship, really strong comeback. Tie for 5th at the Memorial, tie for 10 at the US Open. He's got 7 top 10s. He's going to be on the team. Lucy is loving this stream, says my sister Allie. Hello, baby Lucy. I love you very much. Scotty on 13, was that for eagle? He found the fairway. I assume that was for eagle. I might have missed that. Was that for eagle? Yeah, it was. That was for eagle. So Scotty's going to move to -11. Yeah. So Scotty's -11. Scotty's only 3 shots back, guys. We've got Rory's just made a birdie, by the way, on the par 3. We've got Rory, Scotty within shouting distance, an absolutely stacked leaderboard. And this is sort of, what the signature events are about. I asked Rory McIlroy earlier this week, do you feel like the signature events are working? And he said, yeah, if you look at the list of winners, I still think there should be a bigger field and a cut, but this is what it's all about, man. Week after the US Open, we're very, very lucky to have all of these great players and a very different tournament than last week, as far as scores, as far as just overall feel, as far as vibe, as far as trees. There are trees, there weren't trees last week. I don't know if you guys heard, but yeah, Scotty playing a really beautiful round of golf. He moves to 4 under through 13, not a bogey on the card. We're back to 10. This is going to be a marathon stream, guys. That front 9 took them about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So get comfortable, pour yourself a beverage. We got a game 7 later. The world's on fire, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to watch a little golf and hang out with a bunch of golf sickos. Love these streams, by the way. Always look forward to this. Shout out to you, Colton Summers. Scotty is lucky that Tommy's having issues winning for the first time. And when we saw this last week with Sam Burns shot 77 and Adam Scott shot 79 in the final round, it's you're playing the best. When it's the final group on Sunday, it's just a different story. I'm interested to see whose side the crowd is on. Keegan's got the hometown factor, but Tommy is a crowd favorite, and I think everyone knows the storyline of him trying to finally get that first win. Wormcam, please. We're asking for it all day. Keegan, that looks like it's going well left. Looked like the club turned that one over. Yeah, not a good shot from Keegan Bradley. He is going to be about 30 yards short and left, I would say, at least. Let's get back to the Fleetwood group. And this is going to be a fun tracking experience also, because we've got all 3 of the guys at the top of the leaderboard are in the same group. So we see all of these balls. We see where they all go all at the same time. I'm guessing Keegan's like over here, but we're going to see this update when it updates. Jason Day, pitching wedge into 11. We saw Rory get to that back right pin, but I believe that one came up short in the bunker. That hole's been giving people fits all week. It plays so far downhill. It's an awkward shot. Saw Rory hit it over the green yesterday. Here is Rory, speaking of, on the 12th. Beautiful tee shot, only 123. Can he make a run, get hot? He'll have a decent look there. A little bit short left. Catches the front side of the green, though, below the hole. He doesn't look very happy. Pulled it, but the distance was good. How was the heat when you were there, Dan? Got to be horrible today. It was fine when I was there. It was actually really nice. It was kind of overcast, almost a little bit of rain early in the week. I missed the heat. I totally missed the heat. I've had really good weather week the last couple of weeks. Went to Oakmont. It poured Sunday, Monday. I was there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It was perfect. And then it started raining all weekend when I was home. Russell Henley, aggressive line, gets a really nice kick forward. And Russell Henley has hit it to about, we're going to call that, it trickled out. We're going to call that 6 feet, 8 inches, maybe 7 feet for Russell Henley to tie the lead, to get to 10 under. We don't know what Tommy Fleetwood's going to do yet, but Russell Henley with a good shot into the 10th there. Rory has been double crossing every cut shot, I swear. Does look a little out of sync. The shot he hit into 10 was a very, very poor shot. He looked a little uncommitted on the tee shot on 10. And the announcers were saying that he's kind of rerouting. It doesn't look like he is swinging at his absolute best, but that's Rory McIlroy. I mean, I was struck by last week. He said on Sunday, what are you looking for? He said, I want to play in 4.5 hours, get out of here. Shot 67 on Sunday at Oakmont in the U.S. Open. The guy's an unbelievable golfer. Doesn't have to be all the way there to be in a really good spot. Tommy playing it right. It's drawing gently toward the flag. It's pretty good for distance. That'll be about 15 feet, 21 feet. Wow, off on the optical track, man. Let's see, by the way, what our guy Henley was. We said, wow, I am off. I am generous. 9 feet 5 inches. Maybe I'm trying to relate this to the U.S. Open in some way, but I'm not finding a way to do it. All right, so Tommy's gonna have, and Keegan's got 40 yards. A little bit short-sided. I mean, he might be able to land it short, but not the best position for Mr. Keegan Bradley. Fleetwood needs to get this done, otherwise he will never win, says Ryan Collins. I don't know about never, but it's definitely a 3-shot lead after 54 holes, and it's not like, he's 2 over for the day. It's not like Keegan Bradley's 1 under for the day and Russell Henley's even for the day, I believe. So it's not like these guys are catching him or playing lights out. He's just not golfing his ball the way he was the first couple of days. Keegan Bradley's the ultimate grinder who wins important events. That's why I feel like, listen, and I feel comfortable saying this now. It's obviously not just a golf decision, but if it was just a golf decision, he's on the team. He's one of the 12 best Americans right now. Colton Summers says he was shocked to hear that Tommy's never had a PGA win. Well, he's won a bunch of tournaments around the world, a bunch of big tournaments in the DP World Tour, but it's definitely been a part of his narrative throughout his career, is that he hasn't won a tour event. 41 top 10s, which is the most ever without a win since they started keeping track of that stuff in 1983. I was looking to see how many top 10s Keegan Bradley has, because I was thinking, maybe Tommy has more than Keegan. Keegan's got 68, I think. And Russell Henley has, let's see, Russell Henley has 63. So these guys are all very, very experienced being in the top 10. Okay, Rory McIlroy. This would be a big putt before the par 5. Birdie chance. Again, double cross we talked about. He leaves it short. That looks like it was in the jar too. A little bit frustrated there, maybe, but the juices seem to be flowing at least. He seems to be in a better spot. Here's Keegan from 40 yards. It does seem to be pretty short-sided here. I don't know that he's able to carry this onto the green. We saw how Henley's trickled out. I would expect this to go right of it, give himself sort of 12 to 15 feet. More than that. Yeah, there just wasn't much there for him. That's probably a good 40, 50 feet. Yeah, 50 feet, says the TrackMan. 50 feet coming up for par for Keegan Bradley right after. So he gains a shot with that putt, and he looks like he's going to lose one here. Jay Day, you want to watch some good bunker action? Watch his bunker action. I got a bunker lesson from him when I caddy for him. I mean, is that pretty or what? I mean, this guy, short game, watch and learn. Just watch and learn. He makes it look so simple. Jason Day holds out to get to just one behind, just a hoop. I mean, that was a perfect shot. We set it up. Just slides it right under, little bit of spin, lands at kind of a flat angle because the green is elevated, rolls in like a putt. Jason Day's short game, man. Some things never age. That is class. We haven't been talking enough about Jay Day, I don't think. I mean, he's playing really well, and he's only one behind. And 12 is a very birdieable hole, and 13 is a very eagleable hole. So Jason Day got some momentum. We got 4 guys within one shot of the lead. That's what a $3 million backyard gets you, says Jack. Yeah, we've seen every angle of that yard from all the YouTube videos, and it's paying off. This guy's short game is just unbelievable. My leaderboard had J-Day at -13 maybe 5 minutes ago. Yeah, we've got the official leaderboard today. Like the one, it's basically like plugged into the shot. The PGA Tour hooked us up with that. It's like plugged into the shot link. So this thing is, if you don't want to be spoiled, maybe don't pay attention to this thing. It's the hardest part of our watch along is no clock, right? Like in soccer, you got a clock and then everyone knows exactly where you are. We don't have that luxury. Well, Jason Day won another major. He kind of needs it to be a Hall of Fame lock. I disagree. Got to #1 in the world, won a major, won a Players Championship. Did he win the Players? I think he won the Players. I think Jason Day is a Hall of Famer. Yep, he won the Players in 2016. So I think Jason Day's run and getting to #1. I think getting to #1 in the world is big for Hall of Fame. It means it's like winning an MVP. It means you were the best player at one point in time. Keegan with a pretty decent lag. Gonna have a bit of a tricky one for bogey. little bit of a knee knocker. I want everyone to strap in. This is going to be a marathon of a watch along. Keegan still got 4 feet 2 inches to save his bogey. So Fleetwood at 14 under, looking like he might have the lead with 8 holes to play. We've got Scotty. Tee shot ran out a bit. Yeah, it looks like he was, don't think he was trying to hit it through the fairway. He's done well there with the second. Easy to hit that shot long out of the rough. He's landed it well short, left himself about 25 feet, 30 feet up the hill. He looks a little perplexed. Not quite giving him the how, but that was in the how family, that look. All right, Tommy to get to 15 under and to get his nose ahead. Ooh, runs it by. That's about 3.5 feet for Tommy Fleetwood. Has not putted well so far today. We're going to run through. I'm going to look at some of the putts that he missed on the first couple holes. So Tommy on the first hole. Tommy on the second hole, on the third hole rather, missed a 4-footer, 4 feet 11 inches, so a 5-footer. And then he missed a 7-footer, 6 feet 9 inches on the fourth hole for those bogeys early. So has not made the putts today so far. It went 346. Yeah, Scotty's tee shot went 346. Must be downwind. Must have not thought that it was going to roll out 340, but it did. Jason's outfits have been mint this week. Keith needs to take notes on how to rock the visor. Wow. We have a new visor king. It sure looks like he's aimed too far right, Russell Henley. Yeah, called it. Felt like that putt was going to break right and looked like he was aimed kind of middle of the hole. It tried to hold on, but misses low. Russell Henley misses an opportunity, a really good opportunity to get to 14 under. He stays at 13 under. With Jason Day, Scotty's at 11 under. How many times has Fleetwood won on the DP World Tour? I have access to the same Google machine that you guys all have access to. He has won 7 times on the European Tour. So not just once or twice, but 7 times on the European Tour. So yeah, it's he'll tell you. He said it yesterday. He was like, I'm on top of a lot of the stats of guys without a win. So it's nice to be on top of something. But so much of Tommy's career has been the also ran. Second in the U.S. Open 2018 at Shinnecock. He second, I believe, at Port Rush, tied for second to Shane Lowry. Keegan gets it to go. That's a big bogey putt. So we've got Fleetwood at 14, Keegan, Jason Day, Russell Henley at 13, Scotty Scheffler at 11, Rory McIlroy at 10. If you guys are having as much fun as I am, drop a like on the video, subscribe, tell your friends. Let's get everybody in here. The vibes are building. Keegan's putting is on fire right now, says Colton Summers. Austin Blythe says, ouch, Henley. Yeah, that was a good opportunity. You don't want to let those go. And Henley has missed a few short putts too. Missed a really short one on 8. I actually want to see how short the putt he missed on 8 was. Speaking of short putts, we do not want Tommy Fleetwood to miss this one. I'm rooting for Tommy Fleetwood. I think that's fair. I think I'm allowed to say that I'm rooting for Tommy Fleetwood, given everything. And he gets it to go. Nice stroke there. Rolls in beautifully with that. What do they call that? The picks ball that he uses. So the putt that Russell Henley missed on 8 was 3 feet 8 inches. So Scotty for birdie on 14. They're coming fast and quick here. Never up, never in, not high enough. Should be a par for Mr. Scheffler, and he's got to step on the gas a little bit. He's going to have 4 holes to go, and he needs at least 3 birdies, you would think. Big tee shot for Rory on 13. If he hits this in the fairway, he's getting home in 2. It looks like a pull. That looks like it's going in those bunkers. Yep. Oh, and he got Gil Hanst right in the front part of the bunker, so that will probably be a layup. We saw so much of that last week of these flat bunkers and these steep lips. That lip won't be as steep as the ones at Oakmont, so he won't have to hit an Oakmont layup where it goes 50 yards, but I don't think Rory will be able to get it there from that bunker on 13. The final group has moved to 11, the short downhill par 3. It's 161 yards. All about distance control here. All about distance control. I was at work all day yesterday. How the hell did JT make a 9 on 13? He hit one OB and then made an absolute mess. That's the long and the short of it. He hit a ball out of bounds on a par 5 and then made a double from there. It happens. Scotty has one more good hole to score, 15. It's only 299 today. Yeah, but we've seen Scotty Scheffler can birdie any hole in the world, right? It can be a 250-yard par 3, and Scotty Scheffler with that 5-wood, you sort of fancy his chances. So I wouldn't count Scotty out. I think if we've learned, it's like Tiger back in the day. If we've learned, anything from these last couple of years, it's that Scotty can go on a run very, very, very quickly. So Henley, despite missing that short birdie putt, he still has the honor. Still has the honor on the 11th tee. Might be a wedge, might be a 9-iron. I'm watching on mute, so I can't tell. What are your top 5 U.S. Open venues? Oakmont, Shinnecock, Pebble Beach, Pinehurst, Marion. That was actually a pretty good list. I just rattled those off. Henley that's a perfect shot. That's a perfect for distance. Probably was aiming it over the left side of that bunker, about 12, 14 feet. Nice approach there in from Russell Henley. I bet the media that are Scotty stands are loving this. What do you mean Scotty stands? Am I a Scotty stan? Am I in that category? Are there Scotty stands? And what are they loving about this, that he's moving up? Is the rough thick? Yeah, it's definitely thicker than it's been in recent years. All the guys were talking about that earlier this week. I think the rough plus the wind being really up on Friday has made the scores a bit harder this year, but they have made some changes to the golf course. I was walking with Michael Kim. By the way, we did some really good one-hole lists. I don't know if you guys saw ours with Ryan Fox, but that guy's a beauty. But we were walking with Michael Kim, and he was remarking on all the different, just subtle changes, bringing in fairways, adding some mounding, just little stuff to make it a little bit more difficult. This is, again, the only golf course that has yielded a 58 in PGA Tour history. Speaking of sub-60 rounds, we had 2 on the Korn Ferry Tour this week over in Wichita. No Winged Foot. Nope, no Winged Foot. 2020 was a tough watch. Maybe they'll atone for it when they get the Open next, but 2020 was just a tough watch for me. Just the way they set it up, the way it played out, I didn't enjoy that. Pebble Beach is I'm a California guy. I get a U.S. Open prime time. Torrey's on the list, but for West Coast U.S. Opens, Pebble for me, and I love Marion. I just think Marion's one of the most delightful golf courses on the planet. All right, Tommy, he likes to hit a little bit of a draw, so this is not the most comfortable pin in the world for him. It starts in the middle of the green. It's holding its line. Very, very similar shot to Russell Henley's, maybe a bit closer. So Tommy Fleetwood will give himself a good look for birdie on 11. Gotta love Foxy, says Nat Sharp. I love that guy, rugby guy. I asked him, when you were growing up, you rugby guy, what'd you think of those Americans in their helmets? He said, we used to laugh, to be fair. His dad, and I didn't realize this. I knew his dad was, a big time player for the All Blacks. I didn't realize just how big time he is. He's like a big celebrity in New Zealand. Apparently one of the best players in All Blacks history. I mean, I don't know if he's top 10, but sounds like he's a proper legend. Winged Foot needs to be more driver proof like Oakmont is, says David Hogan. Well, it just needs to be less driver and then muscle it onto the front of the green. Mbumo to Spurs? Where's that? Says Zach Bates. I don't know if he's messing with me. What's going on? No, Mbumo's coming to United, I believe that. Keegan Bradley with a dart into 11. 3 good shots from the final group into 11. They will all have good birdie opportunities. The final group, maybe this will get them back on track. Has not been their day so far. Jason Day from the fairway on 12. Only a sand wedge in. He found the left side of the fairway. Hits a sand wedge that flies over the flag and spins back off the front, but that's not very far from the flag. So good opportunity coming. Let's see some putts here. What do we say? Let's take a look at some putts that we have here. So they're all going to be sort of similar. So Keegan's is the closest one. You see just there's a very, very flat putt, a little bit of movement to the right. So this is probably like 1 ball out. Tommy's putt, even straighter, almost dead straight. Might go a hair left in the beginning and then try to come back in the end. I don't think there's much break there. And then I expect Russell Henley's to be very similar. That's about as calm as you'll see a Tourcast graphic. A little bit of movement left in the beginning of the putt, and then not much after that. Who do you guys think is going to win? Who are you rooting for is the question. We had a lot of Spawn love. We had a lot of Adam Scott love last week. Everyone was seemingly pulling for Scotty to get it done at 44 years old, to add another major championship to his resume. and did not happen. 79, not good enough. We're in a commercial break now. We'll go through some more of the leaderboard. Let's see where JJ Spawn is. 7 under still through 17 still. That is the low round of the day. Other guys who have good rounds going, Ryan Fox shot 66, so did Robert McIntyre, tied for 20th. These guys are ready to go home and rest after Oakmont and then another signature event. Harry Hall shot 65 today. He's in a tie for 7th. Andrew Novak, 4 under through 16. Ricky Fowler, 4 under through 16. So JJ Spawn has the best round of the day by 2 shots. Would love more Oakland Hills. Oakland Hills is coming back as U.S. Open venue, isn't it? I remember there was that horrific fire. That was a couple years ago now. I remember that was like one of those days where you wake up and you see an image on Twitter that doesn't look real. It's burned down a super old clubhouse with a lot of history and memorabilia inside. No good. I'd be happy if Fleetwood, Bradley, or Day wins. So anti-Russell Henley. That's how I'm taking that. I was rooting for Keegan, but I don't mind Fleetwood getting number 1, says Austin Blythe. Are there any Russell Henley stands in here? Day or Fleetwood? I'm an Ohio guy. If you're an Ohio guy, Jack, you're an Ohio guy. How do you feel about Jason Day saying that his favorite team is the Cleveland Browns and his second favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm wondering how that went over. Look at McIntyre's last 4 holes. Okay, I will. Let's see. Eagle, I guess he started on the back. McIntyre finished with an eagle on 6, birdie on 7, par on 8, birdie on 9. That's a 4 under finish to your last full to make a boatload of money. Wouldn't mind seeing Rory though. Of course, most people, for all of the talk online, I still think Rory's one of the most popular players out there by far. By far, it's actually a kind of an interesting sort of test case, thought experiment for the difference between the internet and real life, and they are very different places. And for all of the talk online about Rory and this and that, he still gets the biggest crowds. People are still absolutely adore him when he's out there. So not surprised to see some Rory support. Fleetwood would be huge, says A. Are you going over for the Open, Dan? What courses are you going to play over there? I am going over for the Open. I'm going a week. So we're doing a watch along this week and a watch along next week, and then I'm going to be off. I'm going to be off the week of the Scottish Open. I'm going to Ireland with my dad and 2 of my best friends. We leave on July 6th, so not 2 weeks from yesterday. Playing Portmarnock, Ballybunion, Lahinch, Doonbeg, Waterville, Hogshead, Adair, the island, and then making the drive. Alex Bush is meeting me in Dublin, and then we're making the drive up north of the border, up to Portrush. I can't wait. A little Irish sojourn for Dan. Dan's going to spend like 2 weeks in Ireland. It's going to be great. All right, Russell Henley, birdie putt on 11. Okay, that one looked like it went left the whole way. We thought that was going to move back right at the hole. It didn't. It went left the whole way, and that trickles out to about the same distance that he missed. Rory got an awful break where that ball finished on 13, forcing a layup, ball below his feet. A little bit of a lip to contend with. No issues. He lays it up into the right side of the fairway. Jerry Winkler, I'm a diehard Browns fan who lives in Pittsburgh. J-Day is talking nonsense with that stance. You could tell as soon as he said it, he was like, oh, man. He was like, that wasn't a good one. He was like, he said it, and then he's like, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that because he knew he had put himself in a corner. All right, Fleetwood would have gotten a very good read from Russell Henley. He plays his outright to break left, and he gets it. Big time. Victor Hovland gave J.J. Spawn a little bit of a teach on 18 at Oakmont, and Russell Henley gives Tommy Fleetwood a teach on 11 at TPC River Highlands, and Tommy Fleetwood gets his nose in front. Great worm cam here. Would have loved it live. Look very straight the whole way. Tries to go back right at the end. Sneaks in the right side of the hole. That's a big one for Tommy Fleetwood. That's a big one. That is a big one. And now Keegan Bradley has to make this, or Tommy Fleetwood has a 2-shot lead with 7 holes to play. Portmarnock is pure class. I can't wait. Portmarnock, Ballybunion, Lahinch. How about that right off the bat? All of the UK pulling for Tommy here. Shout out to our UK. I've been loving Love Island. Absolutely loving it. You guys are the exports that you give our country between football and Love Island are really special. Keegan Bradley on 11 for a birdie of his own. And it just runs out of speed and dies on the low lip. And look how upset Keegan Bradley is to miss that putt. What a beautiful look he had there to stay within 1 of Tommy Fleetwood, and Tommy Fleetwood's got a 2-shot lead with 7 holes to play. He began the day with a 3-shot lead. He bogeyed 3 of his first 4, and he's still got a 2-shot lead despite being 1 over par for the day. Jason Day to get to 1 back on 12 from the front fringe. That just slides by on the low side. So a bullet dodged for Tommy Fleetwood, checking in from Treehouse between 14 green and 15 tee. Wow, we've got boots on the ground. Okay, Scotty on 15. We've been excited for this shot for a long time. Drivable, par 4. He's got 3-wood. It starts left. It's trying to cut. It is cutting. Is it the right size? Just a little bit short. Just a little short of the front edge. A really good shot right at the pin. Maybe that was a little bit in between for Scotty. Not sure if he felt like driver was too much. 3-wood maybe not quite going to get there, but Scotty's in a good position on 15. Henley, good stroke. Good stroke right in the middle. And Russell Henley makes a 3 on 11. So we've got Fleetwood at 15, Day, Henley, Bradley 13, Scheffler at -11, Rory at -10. That is definitely a bucket list Irish golf swing, Dan, says Jerry Winkler. Gotta say I'm jealous, but I know you're going to tell us all about it. Going to tell you guys all about it. We're going to do a Dan on Golf from Ireland. So it's going to be a fun one. And I'll tell you guys all about everything on that trip. If Rory could win at Portrush, it would be such a great moment. That's his new Mount Everest. That's what he said. All right, we are live on the 12th tee. Let's keep this pace. Let's keep moving. Tommy Fleetwood on 12th tee after that birdie. And this is going to find the fairway. What a beautiful, beautiful aerial that is. TBC River Highlands, man. You don't see that river really from the golf course very often, but that drone view elevates my my view of the course. I think the course is cooler now because of that drone view. Maybe that's what the drone view is for. And a good stat here from the broadcast. Tommy Fleetwood's 3 under on the front 9 for the week, 12 under on the back. So he's got a lot of good memories to draw on. Rory, 77 yards. So he ended up getting like 150 out of that layup. Little half swing wedge. Plays it long and right, and it doesn't really spin. And that was sort of an indifferent wedge shot from Rory. That's about 20 feet. Kind of a scary shot. You can see that the ridge looks like it carries it into the water, so you want to play safely right of that. Course is really beautiful, says Colton Summers. Any special clubs for the Ireland trip, says Jack? Yes, I do. I'll show it to you right now. After Russell Henley's tee shot, which looks to find the fairway as well. I'll show you guys a weapon that I've added for Ireland. Look at this, baby. T200 2. This is a driving iron. This is going to be the back foot special. I'm going to hit this all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. Man, I'm loving that. I am absolutely loving that drone view. Keegan Bradley with a 3-wood. All 3 of these guys have now hit 6 really good tee shots in a row. 3 good approach shots into the par 3 11th. 3 good fairway woods into the fairway on 12. This is the guy. This is the Ireland club. I'm getting dialed with it. All right, Scotty on 15. He's chipping already. He's got a ton of green to work with, playing a little lower one. It kicks into the ridge and kind of runs out of speed. Scotty will have about 15 feet up the hill. That thing stopped way quicker than he wanted it to. Yeah, probably the trees, says Colton Summers. The trees make golf courses prettier. I promise you that. If they're in the right, part of the world. Rory for birdie on 13. Rory gets it to go. So Rory has joined Scotty Scheffler at -11, and he still has the drivable par 4 15th. And whereas Scotty was a little bit short with his 3-wood, I think Rory can get it there. Beautiful stroke. Played it about a foot out to the left. It just slowly broke into the left side of the hole, and Rory McIlroy is only 4 shots behind, along with Scotty Scheffler at 11 under. Great leaderboard today. What a great leaderboard. Looks like a huge crowd, too. Crowds at this event are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Can you literally go over there, bring no woods, and be perfectly fine bunting 4 irons off the tee? Not if you're into the wind, but it's a very different style of golf. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the conditions are going to be like. Shane Lowry was telling me that it's been a really dry spring and early summer, so that bodes well. All right, we got Jason Day on the par 5 13th. He has found the fairway. Crucial first step to getting to that hole in 2, and he should be able to get there no problem. Crowd was great all week. Shout out from New Zealand. Go Foxy, go Fleetwood. Foxy, man, love that guy. Absolutely, really love that guy. Loved the one hole with we did. Love the background. I mean, turning professional at 25, that's like Wai Yang status. Just started golf really late. Fell in love with it late. Talk about hand-eye coordination. Justin Thomas was a co 36-hole leader with Scotty Scheffler. They both played really, really poorly on Saturday, and JT does not get that one to go. So it's going to be a good finish for JT, but sort of a strange year with the struggles in the majors and playing really well outside of the majors. But he's been a different player in the bigger events, and the only major he has left is the Open Championship, which is the only major he's never finished in the top 10. Harris English, this is a guy who's very much on the edge of Ryder Cup contention. Gets a birdie putt to go to get to 10 under, so he's auditioning. He's auditioning. Feels like the bubble is sort of Harris English, Maverick McNeely, Jordan Spieth. I'd put Denny McCarthy on the outside of the bubble. Keegan Bradley. I mean, that's a whole story in and of itself. Does this not have playoff vibes all over it? Well, if it does have playoff vibes all over it, then we are going to go into probably a 4-hour stream, because we are in threesome pace. We're in threesome pace, and we've talked on this channel all the time about how the single biggest difference in pace of play is not routines. It's not rangefinders, which came and went. I don't think anyone really talked about the rangefinder experiment. We're going to find out soon if there was any difference in pace, but twosomes versus threesomes. Obviously, I had to make the change today, double T start because of a storm. But feels like Harris is right on that threshold for Harris to break through. I mean, he won earlier this year, so he won at Torrey Pines, which is a big hard golf course, and honestly probably not too dissimilar a sort of course profile as Bethpage Black. He's a very steady player, kind of a U.S. Open type player, where you feel like, a lot of fairways, a lot of greens, probably good for foursomes, good for alternate shot. He's got Ryder Cup experience. I want to say he was the oldest team when they played at Whistling Straits, oldest guy on the team when they played at Whistling Straits at like 34. That was a really young team. Could be the oldest again. JT always has the one bad round over the past 3 seasons as Fuzzy Balls, which is a funny name, that has kept him from winning at least 6 or 7 events where he came up short. Making enough birdies. Absolutely making enough birdies. The good shots are good. And I think that's what's been him in majors, is he's not really been able to play mistake-free golf over this stretch. All right. Tommy, he will play first on the 12th, right before the par 5. Right in the middle of the fairway. The other two are kind of further up and on the left side of the fairway. Tommy couldn't have placed this one any better. Playing a draw, as he normally does. A very, very similar shot to the one Rory McIlroy hit. Bit of a pull, a little left of his target. Don't think he'll be too pleased with that, with a wedge in his hand. According to FanDuel, Tommy is the favorite to win the tournament, which makes sense. He's got a 2-shot lead with 6.5 holes to play, we'll say now, after he's safely found the green. Pretty much assured to make it par at worst at 12. Is 15 going to be enough? Feels like 15 plays off. Is my 16 wins outright, 15 plays off. Here's Scotty. Has to make this birdie to have any chance. And he does. That's what Scotty Scheffler does. Not the greatest chip in the world, but he adds a birdie to get to 12 under. He's only 3 back. Can he birdie the last 3? He's 5 under for the day. Bogey free. Just a weird round of golf, man. That's 7 on the first hole. If he makes a par in that first hole yesterday, he's tied for the lead. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. That's golf. Russell Henley from closer and further left. His is cutting. Looks right at it. Just a little bit long. A little bit long with that approach. That was a better line. So Henley and Fleetwood will both have about 20-ish feet, 30 feet for Henley. Rory's got the driving iron this week. Speaking of driving irons, he's hitting it on a 427-yard hole. I will not be hitting driving iron on a 427-yard hole unless it's downwind or really, really, really firm. Wow. Talk about a stinger. That was sexy from Rory. I saw Luke Clanton hit a stinger on that hole. That one might have been a better one. That thing was, what is this? They said 60 feet apex. I don't know if it got up to 60 feet. Didn't look like it. Beautiful shot there from Rory. Right into the middle of the fairway. Here's JJ Spawn, the U.S. Open champion, putting on his final hole of the day. Just runs it by. So Spawn looking like he's going to shoot 63 the week after winning the United States Open. A strong final round, a top 20 finish on deck for JJ Spawn. And now that man, get your bum back to Arizona and chill and enjoy yourself. You've won the United States Open. You've now played very respectably in a signature event the week after. What's good, Dan? Says Chase. What's good? Nice to see you. Big shot here from Jason Day. That was the Chase S. This is going right. This is going right, but kind of trying to hold its line from 238. It misses long into the bunker. Misses that little rake mark, so it's a perfect lie in the bunker. We're going to get to see some Jason Day bunker magic again. If you liked it the first time, you're going to like it the second time, because this guy is all time to watch out of the bunkers. And not his best from Keegan. So after those three really good shots, kind of indifferent, I would say, wedge shots from the squad there. Let's see where Keegan ended up. Not on the, we don't have it. Do we have it on the green yet? All right, Scheffler. It's only 155 yards, but it's a one-arm finish. That's a pretty good shot for a one-arm finish. I don't know where he was aiming, but that's only about 20 feet for Scotty Scheffler. Maybe he was thinking what we were thinking. Absolutely had to make birdie. Was probably taking dead aim and missed it by 5 yards to his right, which for Scotty is not good enough. Dan, have you jumped on the 7-wood bandwagon yet? No, I've gone the other way. I went for the driving iron. I go driver, kind of weak 3-wood, almost a 4-wood, straight into my driving iron, then into the 4-iron. I've just never been a guy who likes looking down at woods, to be honest. And I know that I'm going the wrong way the entire world. I mean, 9-woods have been a thing, right? We've seen some 9-woods on tour. It seems like a good 30% of players, maybe more, have 7-woods in the bag. Setup dependent, but these guys with 7-wood, they need to hit 230-yard shots really, really high. I don't really play golf courses that force me to hit 230 shots, really 330-yard shots really, really high. Those are championship courses with fast greens. I'm not playing 7,400 yards very often. So I've found that having a little bit more belief or consistency off the tee with my driving iron, it sort of adds more to my bag than a 7-wood. I've been contemplating trading the 4 hybrid for a 7-wood. You just got to try it. You got to try it. I like Harris. He's smooth. He's definitely smooth. If Tommy wins, who's the best player without a win? Patrick Rogers? Wow, that's an interesting shout. Cameron Young. I would say Cameron Young probably accomplished the most without a win. 4 hybrid is a cheater stick. I'll never give that up. This is what's so great about our community and about the golf community as a whole. We've got some people who absolutely swear by the 7-wood. We've got some who say it's a snap hook. We've got some who are stands for the 4-iron and some who love the 4 hybrid. That's what it's about. Bunch of different opinions in here. I'm really enjoying this watch. I'm really enjoying this final round. This is a good show. This is a very, very good show. Da-na-na-na. Tommy Fleetwood. Do you guys remember? You probably don't remember unless you're really deep cut. When Tommy Fleetwood's caddy asked me if I was on crack. That happened. A couple of years ago, almost 2 years ago exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah, 2 years and 1 week. It was at the U.S. Open. It was right after he finished second in the Canadian Open to Nick Taylor, when Nick Taylor made a 72-footer. But Fleetwood on the 72nd hole laid up from what I thought to be a pretty decent lie in the rough, and there was grandstands all around, and I thought he should have gone for it, and I said I think he should have gone for it, and I guess Finau got a look at that clip and didn't like what he saw and walked right up to me and said, "Are you on crack?" And I said, "No." And then he said, "Were you there? Were you there? You didn't see it." But that's part of this job is. Ooh, he tried to walk that in. Keegan did too much pace. Tried to walk, made a huge putt on 9. Tried to walk another one in there on 12. I stood by my opinion. I stood by my opinion. I said I think he should have gone for it. And no, I wasn't on crack. I've never done crack. Never done crack. Grant Horvat effect on Tommy. I've seen a few comments on that. Yep, Grant did a video with Tommy earlier this week. I don't know when they filmed it, but Tommy's jumped into the YouTube world. He's got his own channel now. Canadian Open vibes. Vibes were electric. Yeah, well, you got first Canadian winners in 60 years or whatever it was. Russell Henley playing a ton of break here on 12, and it's not enough. That putt has got some serious swing to it. A little bit short, a little bit right for Russell Henley. So he's looking good to make his par. Keegan looking good to make his par. Whoa. Hiccup there at the wrong time. Rory into 14, right before the drivable par 4. Can he stick one here, get to 12? It's cutting toward it. Looks on a good line. A little bit left of it, a little bit short, playing for a little bit of rollout. Yeah, pretty similar shot to the one Scotty hit in there. It's creeping. It's creeping toward the hole. Probably 20 feet, 22 feet for Rory McIlroy to get to 12 under right before the drivable par 4 15th. And here is Tommy Fleetwood. I'm not looking at the TourCast because it might be ahead. Oh my gosh, it stopped half a rotation short right in the jar for Tommy Fleetwood. That looked good the entire way. Just sort of slammed on the brakes. You got to look at Keegan's. It was a pretty short, pretty straight putt, and it was going right in the middle, and it just ran out of speed. Got to be honest here, this October I will hit 5 years sober from crack, and okay. Yeah. Good on you, Jerry Winkler. Honestly, don't know where I'd get my info if it wasn't for Dan on Golf. We're here for you. That's what we're here for. Scotty Scheffler putting for birdie after the shot he was just disgusted with that one-arm finish. Can he start a little birdie streak? That looks like it's going to miss low. Yeah, crossed the line early there. Not Scotty's best effort. So the 16th comes and go without a birdie from Scotty Scheffler. Now he's got the tricky par 4 17th. It's cold in this room. I had to turn off the air conditioning. Tommy's flow could feed families. It's luscious. Here's Jason Day after one amazing bunker shot. Could we see another one? This is a long bunker shot. He's got to he carried it too far. Caught that a little bit too clean, and that's going to roll down the slope. Yeah, poor one there for Jason Day. It's really easy to leave that one short. He was probably trying to get it all the way back there and just maybe caught a little bit too much ball. Not a good effort there from Mr. Jason Day. Alex Bush just texted me asking me if I was on the C word, and I am not. I don't know if I should have brought that back or not. Alex, you got that clip? The one of me and Fino? If you do, it might be worth pulling. Because we might get to talk to Tommy later and get to show him the clip. That'd be great. All right, Fleetwood's got the mini driver, which is really fun. If you haven't seen Tommy Fleetwood hit mini driver in person, it is a sight to behold. We've got the par 5 13th, 531. This is a pretty short par 5 by modern tour standards. Tommy's going with a little bit less than driver. The tracer likes it, says it's going in the fairway. Yep, finds the right half of the fairway. That'll be no issue to get home in 2 for Tommy Fleetwood. Good shot there. That was a little bit of a nervy one with the water right. Come on, Tommy. If you're not rooting for Tommy right now, then you're probably rooting for Keegan, which is understandable. But man, it's not quite Rory, but this would be one hell of a catharsis for Tommy Fleetwood. Russell Henley does have driver on the 13th. They're a little nervous. That one's cutting too much. Oh, it gets a hell of a kick. A kick forward and a kick left, and Russell Henley has found the right side of the fairway, and that is way down there. So he was definitely not trying to hit it that far right, but he's rewarded for it. Anyone on here packing the mini driver yet? I haven't found a use for the mini driver for me. I think I've only hit it once. Keegan's got the 3-wood. So 3 different clubs. We got a driver from Henley, a mini driver from Fleetwood, and a 3-wood from Keegan Bradley. Tracer likes it. He looks concerned. The Tracer thinks it's going to be short of the bunker. And it is. That Tracer thing is pretty awesome. 3 balls in the fairway. So we'll have 3 second shots that will be able to get there in 2 on the par 5 13th. Chase says, I play crappy public courses. 4 hybrid works well. Whatever works for you. You gotta know your game. I'm not putting a 7-wood in just because these guys put 7-wood in at Oakmont. I'm not playing Oakmont. I'm not playing Oakmont. Will anyone ever break Furyk's 58 here at TBC River Highlands? Is 57 out there on the PGA Tour? It's out there on the Corn Ferry Tour. Cristobal del Solar shot 57 in somewhere with a bunch of altitude. I want to say, where was it? Chile? Ecuador? No, somewhere like that. And it was last year. There was an event kind of similar to this week where there were multiple scores under 60. I don't think the tour wants guys to shoot 57. It would have to be on a par 70 course. This would be like the best candidate for it. But they've made this course more difficult. So it'll probably happen eventually. This looks like Harris English. We're in a little bit of a playing through here on the 14th hole. Second shot from the middle of the fairway. Oh, right at it. Harris English. Dart. Dart, dart, dart. That looks like it's going to be another birdie for Harris English. Jason Day's got the putter from long of 13. Remember, this is for birdie after that bunker shot that carried way too far and rolled over the green. Jason Day leaves it a little short. That'll be a par. It's a disappointing par. It's a disappointing par when you're 2 shots back on a par 5, the last par 5 that you have, and you're in the middle of the fairway. He'll be disappointed with that. Chat, how are we feeling about Tommy right now? The chat is pro Tommy. We've got a pro Tommy chat. We've got him in the fairway on the par 5. He hasn't played great, but he's still got a 2-shot lead. I think the chat's feeling pretty good about Tommy Fleetwood. I think the chat's feeling pretty good about Tommy Fleetwood. I'm feeling good about Tommy Fleetwood. I only mentioned Patrick Rogers, says Chase S, talking about the best player without a win because he's led a lot of tourneys also, but I hear you, it's probably Cam Young. Yeah, I think just because of the majors. Cam Young's got a lot of top 10s in majors. Very, very nice chip there from Justin Thomas. Is that 18? That might be 17, might be 18. We're back in the fairway on 13. What is going on with Ludwig? Asked A. It's been a strange year. We're going to talk about it on the show tomorrow. Just a lot of indifferent finishes. 71, 69, 69, 69 this week. Tied for 36. The field is only 67 players because there's 5 guys who withdrew this week. That's the post Oakmont effect. All right, Scotty on 17 starts this one way left. Looks like it's going to catch that bunker. It does. Lands right in the middle of it. Scotty started that left of the bunker. He was not messing around with that water at all. Rory for birdie on 14, right before the drivable par 4, 15th. That's going to, not his best effort. Never high, never in. We've seen a lot of that on that hole. Scotty had a pretty similar putt on that hole, but I'm excited to watch Rory on the drivable par 4 with a 3-wood. Should be the perfect club for him. And this is a bit of a get-right week for Rory. I mean, if we go back to Oakmont and that final round, shot 67 in the final round at Oakmont. He's in 6th place right now, so it doesn't appear that the sort of lull will continue. I think Rory's going to be just fine. Oh, we've got the clip. We've got the Tommy Fleetwood clip. I'm just going to play the audio. It's from Foreplay. It's from when I was at Foreplay.
He's smoking crack right now. Hey, he just asked Dan if he's smoking crack right now.
This guy smoked crack.
I tweeted something about his layup on 18, and Fina's like, what the f*** are you doing? He's like, are you an idiot? Give me this story.
Laying up on 18. Were you there?
I was not.
You were in that position?
I was on crack, apparently.
I meant on Twitter. And so, add me and Tommy in and say it to our faces. Tommy's got his 18 up.
I said it to the face. That wasn't the issue. The issue wasn't not saying it to your face. I just think it was the wrong decision. We're allowed to disagree. Can you refresh the leaderboard, or is that on auto? It's on auto. But I think it's accurate. I'm looking at the same leaderboard that they're looking on the screen, so I don't know why we'd want to refresh it. Has Tommy won on the DP World Tour, says Uriel Ramirez. 7 times. 7 times. 6-star golf. Come on, Tommy. What's up, Minnie Gilly? I don't know who Minnie Gilly is, but what's up? What's Minnie Gilly? All right. Keegan Bradley, approach shot into 13. He's watching it. It's drawing. Back left pin. Oh, would have looked perfect from the fairway. Just a little bit too far for Keegan Bradley, but it stops short of the bunker long, and that won't be too difficult, I don't think. Pretty good shot there. Don't see Keegan hit a lot of right to left shots, so that was different. That was cool. I liked that. He got probably a little bit extra out of that club, drawing it. Fleetwood's tee shot went 300 yards right in the center of the fairway, so it's going to be about 230. Shouldn't be more than a 4-iron unless he's got a 7-wood, boy. Never forget Tommy 63 at Shinnecock, and he missed a putt like an 8-footer for 62 on a course where the winning score was 1 over par, and everyone was bitching about how hard it was. It's one of the best rounds in major championship history. It really is. If Tommy wins this week, does he win again before the year lets out? It's very possible. If there was a guy who, sort of floodgates, I'm a little bit wary of saying that after Rory. It's not automatic that once a guy wins something that he's been wanting to win, that he's just going to continue kicking on. But the stats say that he's one of the most consistent players out there. Gives himself a lot of opportunities. Maybe a little bit of belief is all he needs. 227 in for Tommy Fleetwood. It's drawing toward the flag. Looks to be on an excellent line. Is it the right size? It's just a little bit left of the hole. Pretty similar to where Jason Day was. He might be able to putt that. Not a bad shot at all from Tommy. That Open means so much to him, and it's in his home. No way he goes out and misses the cut or has a finish outside the top 10. That's Colton Summers talking about Rory McIlroy. Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, there weren't major championships in Northern Ireland when Rory was growing up. Like he might not have thought that he was ever going to get an opportunity to play an Open at home, and then he does in 2019, and he hits 2 out of bounds, I believe, on the very first hole, and shoots 79 in the first round. Absolute disaster. Comes back, fights back with 65, and misses the cut by 1, and then gets very emotional in the interview afterward, talking about how he's lived around the world, but there's nothing like home, and there's no support like home. Russell Henley, after that amazing kick, that rolled all the way out to 323, and he's only got 203 in, so this will be coming in higher with more spin. Can this catch the green? It does. It lands a lot softer, and that's about 40, 50 feet for Russell Henley for his eagle, so he gets rewarded after that fantastic bounce. We've got Scotty on 17. Scary shot over the water. 167 out of the bunker. He struck it pure. It's cutting toward the flag. Is it the right size? Oh, it's an excellent shot. What a great shot from Scotty Scheffler there from that bunker to about 12, 14 feet right below the hole. That was pretty. Scotty going to go out at 14 and make some knees shake out there. He's got to make this putt. He's got a good opportunity on 17 and 18. For all the natural amphitheater, for all the people around, I don't think 18 is one of the most difficult holes out there. Home is where you make it, says Colton Summers. Yeah, but home is where you make it, and home is where you grew up, I think. Cam Young is probably cool, but he has a punchable face. Respectfully, LOL. I don't know if it's punchable. I just think he doesn't show a lot of joy or emotion out on the golf course. Frankie Borelli used to call him Eeyore. He'd say, "Oh yeah, made another par. Oh, yeah, finished 3rd in the Open. Yeah, no." There's just not a lot of. I don't think it's a punchable face. I just think he doesn't give you much. Oh, another commercial break here. Only 52 minutes, and they're on their 4th hole. It's a little bit of a better pace on the back. I was a little bit concerned. Not that my concern meant anything. We're still going to stay here through the finish, and if there's a playoff, we'll obviously stay through the playoff. But we've had a lot of twosomes in summer because of the longer daylight. They've been able to stretch out tee times, so these watch-alongs have moved really quickly over the last month or so. Less so today. River, LACC, Riviera, not even close. I mean, they're close in the rankings, and it's kind of the classic debate in Los Angeles, but I'm a Riviera guy. It's in my top 5. It's in my top 5, and it's very, very close to my house. It's my dream. It's my absolute dream. If we get Dan on Golf to like 10 million subscribers, maybe we can make my dream a reality. Get Dan to Riviera. That would be sweet. Yeah, I mean, LACC, look, it's a great golf course. The green complexes are amazing. For me, it's just a little bit, it's not as interesting off the tee as Riviera is. I feel like LACC, a lot of it is just, it's long. You hit driver as far as you can and then kind of figure it out. Whereas I feel like Riviera, I'm thinking of holes like 5. I'm thinking of holes like 7. I'm thinking of holes like 10. I'm thinking of holes like 12, 13. The tee shots at Riviera are just so demanding and so rewarding. 15's an amazing tee shot. Like, it's just, there's no holes out there that you can fall asleep on. And the first tee shot is so iconic. The 18th is so iconic. I absolutely love Riviera. I adore it. It's still good on pace, 3 hours and 40 minutes through 12 holes. We got low standards. This course is easily growing on me from the past. The holes are becoming much more recognizable. Well, that's what happens when you have a signature event and you have the best players in the world playing a golf course more and more. You know, it develops an identity. It develops some history. It develops some recent memory. So I agree, and I think also the drone shots are doing this course justice. What else is in your top five? Is LACC meh because of the stuffiness? The stuffiness definitely doesn't help. I think they've gotten better in recent years, as a lot of clubs have, but you know, it's pants only. It's just one of those places. Will Chambers Bay ever get another shot at hosting a U.S. Open? I hope so. I'm from the area, and I'd love to see it get another shot. I hope so. I feel like Aaron Hills and Chambers Bay are in the same spot where, you know, hosting a U.S. Open, especially as a newer course, it's a risky proposition. It's a risky proposition. It could go well. It could go really poorly, and it kind of did for both of those. Keegan Bradley with a nice lag. He took the putter from long of that green. Should be able to handle that for birdie. He'll have about 4 feet. One hole with Larry David. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You never bring a camera. Actually, I don't know. They have a tour event there. This Ryder Cup year is scary. All of Team Europe is just showing up week in, week out, and the U.S. is top heavy. The U.S. is definitely top heavy. But, you know, I would say that even beyond Scotty and Bryson, you know, which of the sort of top dogs are you feeling really good about their form, right? Justin Thomas has been a no-show in the majors. Colin Morikawa's not playing well recently. Rory's got the driving iron on 15. Scotty hit 3-wood short. Rory's got the driving iron out on the drivable par 4 15th. He starts it right, and it's going right. That could hit the path. That could end up anywhere. He got lucky it didn't hit the path. He got really lucky it didn't hit the path. It hit the path, but only after it bounced first, and that should roll back over. It's going to be an interesting drop. It's going to be an interesting drop because the nearest point of relief might be right, which is on that hillside in the fescue. Here's Tommy with the putter, very similar to where Jason Day was. Jason Day got it to tap in range. Can Tommy get it to tap in range? Not quite. Not quite. That's about 5 feet short, 6 feet short for Tommy Fleetwood on 13. Let's work on a Ryder Cup chance. I'm all ears, Chase. You got any ideas? Here's Jason Day on 14, second shot. This one's left of it, trying to peel back. That's been the popular spot on 14, kind of short and left of the hole. Haven't seen anyone really get it all the way back there. Jason Day looks terrific. He just looks terrific. J-Day's been playing really good over the last month. Damn, yes, he has. Let's take a look at some of Jason Day's recent results. Yeah, really not that great over the last month. Tie for 23rd at the U.S. Open. A tie for 8th at the Masters. He's played the majors pretty well. Missed the cut at Quail Hollow. Tie for 8th at Bay Hill. So it's been kind of a roller coaster for Jason Day, up and down. Russell Henley for Eagle. He was 20 yards closer, got his to stay on the green. We got a great worm cam here. There's our first really, really good worm cam. We're going to see just how much this breaks. That is not high enough nor hard enough. But the speed is pretty solid, so that's only about 18 inches for Russell Henley. We're going to give him that. We're going to give Russell Henley that. I just dropped something. We're going to give Russell Henley that birdie. We're going to give Keegan Bradley that birdie. We're going to need to see it from Tommy Fleetwood. Henley is a dog. We need to rely on good chemistry with new blood. Henley will be there. Henley will be there. Geez, man, Rory's swing is so out of whack, says Jack. Still 6, though. Yeah, so he did have to take a drop on the right side there. That's a drop where if you were with your buddies, you might have been like, hey, do you mind if I just drop this left of the path? Oh, he's able to clear out all these loose impediments. So he's gonna get a drop off of, he's gonna be hitting off kind of dirt, which for, you know, is easier for these guys because they can get to the back of the ball, and he's got a little bit of green to work with. Tom Hoagie might upset Ryder Cup people. In my opinion, bring on Maverick and let Keegs play. I want Maverick. I want either Maverick or Denny McCarthy there for their putting prowess. I really do. I've wanted Denny there the whole year. I've said, you know, I think this is the year when Denny McCarthy was going to make it, but I'm just not seeing quite enough. He is tied for 11th though. Okay, a little bit better from Denny McCarthy. He's got a bunch of top 20 finishes this year, but just 2 top 10s. All right, Fleetwood. This is a big putt. Absolutely huge putt for Tommy Fleetwood to get back to even for the day, to maintain a 2-shot lead. He's got it right in the middle. Solid from Tommy Fleetwood. And after that rocky start, bogeying 3 of his first 4. He's been bogey-free with 2 birdies since. And Tommy Fleetwood right now is a 3-shot lead, but it's going to be a 2-shot lead with 5 holes to play. Rory has made his drop. He should be able to get to the back of it. Off a downslope. Should be a fun shot to watch. I'm excited to watch it. It's good for the crowd here. watching along. Hey, Dan, love the Scratch U series. Keep it up, man, says Braden Campbell. I appreciate it. We're going to get back to that in the fall. Unfortunately, all those kids are playing their amateur events over the summer, and so they're not on campus. It's also about a gazillion degrees at most of the places where there are good golf schools because they tend to be in warm weather locations. So Gainesville, Florida, places we've gone, Athens, Georgia, probably super hot right now. So we'll get back in the fall. Scotty needs this. Probably still doesn't have a chance with Tommy now at 16, but Scotty for birdie on 17. No, I almost gave that to him, and he almost gave it to himself. He thought that was going in, ran out of speed, misses it on the low side. Have you heard of Kay Akina that will play for BYU? I have not. Is there something I should know? Wild shot for Rory here. He could fall down onto the car path after this. He's cleared the area for himself. He's got sort of a clean lie. Everyone's got their phones out. Hope he doesn't hit a hosel rocket here. Could break an iPhone. How good was that? How good was that from Rory? You knew it was going to be. Is that going to stay? It does stay. He's got about 10 feet for birdie. That's knowing the rules. That's being able to clear out the area, loose impediments, getting to the back of the ball, finding the right drop, and a really good shot from Rory. Not going to win the tournament, but looking like a really good finish. And I think that will make him feel, he's off for the next 2 weeks. He's playing the Scottish Open. I think this will sort of calm the nerves and get him back to homeostasis before he plays the Scottish and the Open Championship in a couple of weeks. Russell Henley cleaning up his birdie putt on 13. No problem. So birdies for all three. All three of the final group take advantage of the last par 5 on the golf course, and we've got 5 holes left. Everybody, like, subscribe, send the link to your pals. Tell me who you think's going to win. I would have sculled out in the water 100%. That's why you're on the watch along, Jack. That's why you're a golf sicko and not a golf professional. We love you dearly. We love you dearly. All right, 14. We've seen this hole play pretty difficult before the drivable par 4, 15th. We're getting to crunch time here. Tommy Fleetwood with 3-wood off the tee. Wow, what a cool look that is. Man, CBS is flexing with these tracers. It feels like they've got the tracer technology, which they've had for a long time, but now they're doing stuff with it. We get the bird's eye view with the line that's going to tell you if it's in the fairway. That one was following the ball with the tracer on it. Shout out to CBS. That's good stuff. Look Akina up. You should come out to Utah and tour BYU. They're going to be a problem. They're a really good team. They've got a rich history. Bobby Clampett back in the day. What a view that is with the trees in the back. See what trees do for a golf course? Russell Henley finds the fairway. Is that going to stay in the fairway? Stays in the first cut. Great broadcast so far. Yeah, the BYU stuff with them not playing on Sundays, really interesting. Really, really interesting. So the NCAAs this year were Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the stroke play. BYU played their first round on Thursday because they don't play on Sundays. So their third round, they played, Jason Day. Jason Day has got another birdie on 14. And Jason Day is joined that group at 14 under. He's just 2 back going to the drivable par 4, 15th. Jay Day is absolutely not out of this yet. But yeah, so BYU played their third round before everyone else played their first round. Then they played their first round, second round. Then when everyone else was playing their third round, they were off. Keegan's looks like it's turning a little bit too far left. Does it catch the fairway? It does. And this is a generous fairway. That is a fairway that the shot that Keegan just hit and the shot that Russell Henley just hit, if this was at Oakmont, those are not in the fairway. Those are not in the fairway. But this course was never going to be set up the way Oakmont was. The guys would revolt. Is anyone else sponsored by DeWalt other than Jay Day? LOL. Cantlay was for a second. Don't show your wife Jason Day. It's a problem, says 6-Star Golf. Okay. My wife's seen Jason Day. How do I get that hoodie, Dan? You go to sugarloafsocialclub.com. I don't know if they still have this one, but this material is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let's go, Tommy, says C. Tremble. Are we talking about Grant Horvat blessing if Fleetwood wins this video with JT and he wins and now potentially Fleetwood? Didn't he also do one with Scotty Scheffler? Well, that's also the thing is that when you're Grant Horvat, you're doing videos with the best players in the world, so it's not crazy surprising that they win. Wyndham Clark, who apologized for the damage that he caused to the Oakmont locker. I was surprised he didn't have like a statement like he did when he damaged the T-Mobile sign at Quail Hollow. Maybe it's because T-Mobile is one of his main sponsors. I think they're on his hat. But yeah, he said he's sorry and he's moving on. So that one kind of came and went. Scotty Scheffler got to kick a field goal between those trees on the 18th. Going to be another top 10 finish for Scotty. Drivers up the left. Looks like it's cutting. He likes it. Down the center. Are we getting a ranked best dressed at the Traveler, says Uriel Ramirez. Wow, Ben, I don't know if you're watching it. They like your segment. We had best dressed at the majors. I think we're probably going to keep it to best dressed for the majors. But maybe. It's not a horrible idea. Please don't let him on the team this year. I don't know who you're talking about, Mark Kelly. The world doesn't need any... that's not very nice, Tom. Don't show your wife Adam Scott, Mr. Steal Your Girl. You guys are chatting wild. All right. Rory for birdie on 15 after a creative drop. Not an untoward drop, but a creative one, knowing the rules. Let's see if he can catch that in and take advantage. He does. Rory McIlroy to 12 under. Must be nice to be Rory, man. Must be nice to be Rory. Just picking up a birdie here and there. It's like born to play golf, that guy. I read the comments this time. Got to do better after the Open. Or if you're taking fashion advice from commenters on Instagram, then we've got a longer conversation that we need to have. Minwoo's sister Minji looking to win the women's PGA. Yeah, she was up by a bunch. Maybe I'll turn that on. Should I turn that on? Is it worth turning on? Oh no! God darn it! I've got two TVs and they're the exact same. Like the same exact TV, and they've got different remotes, but when I turn one on, it turns the other off typically. Like they figure out which TV I'm talking to once they're on, but when I turn one on, it ends up turning the other off. So now I got to do a little reconfiguration. Okay, we've got the Travelers on the right, and let's see if we can find the final round. What channel is the final round of the women on? I don't have it. Networks. I can't find it. You guys want to tell me where it is? Dan, what do you think about all these pros walking all over the hole? I don't know if that's an aim point thing. Harris English finishes with, he's got 3 birdies in a row. He's not done yet. He's at 12 under 2. Keeping pace with Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy. NBC. Okay, there we go. Can YouTube TV just give me a list of channels? Like, is that so difficult? I mean, come on. Okay, finally I've got it. Malbin is carrying golf fashion. See, Ben? A lot of people like the Malbin stuff. All the comments on Instagram will tell you that it's the worst thing in the world. Yeah, Minji's cruising. Minji's got a 4-shot lead. Minji's got a 4-shot lead. Going to be a multiple major... Does she already have multiple major championships? I know she won the U.S. Women's Open. Henley's second shot into 14 from the right first cut. He doesn't like that one. That's about as frustrated as you'll see Russell Henley, and it's a pull into the left bunker. Minji Lee is going to win her 3rd major and be 3/5 of the way to the career Grand Slam. 60% of the way there. Dogs on the leaderboard today, G. We went to Georgia. PGA Tour Player Factory. That's what we called it. Yep. You got Russell Henley up there. You've got Harris English up there. The UGA boys in the mid-30s, they're all over the place. I wish Malbin was cheaper. Well, they're probably pretty expensive because people want it. This would be her second. No, it would be her 3rd. She won the U.S. Women's Open in 2022, and she won the Evian in 2021. Minji Lee did. Scotty Scheffler. Nope. That's not right. Tommy Fleetwood. Let's try that again. From the middle of the fairway. on 14, right before the drivable hole. This one starts right, it draws. He's got that draw on lock. Does this get all the way back there? Yes, it does, from Tommy Fleetwood. That's a big-time shot, very similar to the one that Harris English hit in there, and Tommy Fleetwood's going to have a great chance to get to 17 under. Is it his day? Is it Tommy's time? When Rory won the Masters, who was there off the 18th green to greet him and give him a hug and talk about how he deserves this more than anyone? Tommy Fleetwood. Does Rory hang around to congratulate his friend? Probably not. Probably not. Private jet is calling. But what a shot in there from Tommy Fleetwood. Look how steady that club face is through the hittings. That is a aspirational slow-mo right there. Hitting a little tight draw with a club face that stable. So much rotation, so much club face stability. That's that drill that he does with the stick and the board, and it's how does he not hit it? Well, it's because he's got club face control. Why do so many of the golfers have the Players' Championship towels? I don't know, I haven't noticed that. Kremlin, I'll take a look. Flightwood. Yeah, that was flighted. Russell Henley could sit beside me on a flight, tell me he sells insurance, and I wouldn't doubt it. Well, if you saw him hit golf balls, you'd doubt it. Keegan's also hit a pole here. Yeah, Keegan's also in that bunker. Ooh, and it looks like it almost nestled down, kind of came out of its pitch mark, but he's short-sided. Big advantage for Tommy Fleetwood. Big advantage for Tommy Fleetwood. We're waiting to see Jason's Day tee shot on the par 4 drivable 15th, but Tommy Fleetwood's looking good, guys. If he can make that putt on 14, he's looking really good. Rory McIlroy, par 3 16th. That looks well right of it. No one-arm finish, though. That was a worse shot than Scotty's. Safely onto the green. Ben Boscovich, big expectations for tomorrow. Ben, the chat seems to be almost like egging you on to do a best outfits. It has a Tommy Hilfiger logo on it, but it's just a navy polo. So would a plain navy polo look as good without the logo? That's called branding. There's a lot of clothes that if you do a little digging, you'll find they're just a shirt with a logo on them. Did you look Akina up? I have not looked Akina up. 6-star golf. I'm busy right now, but I'll look it up for you. I'll look it up. Akina BYU. Keanu Akina. Golf. No, that might have been his brother. Yeah, there was an Akina who already played for BYU. Kihei Akina. Kihei, that's the name of a place in Maui that I've been on vacation before. Kihei Akuna, golf phenom. Okay, now I know. Everything looks better without a logo. Wonder if they'll make any changes at Frisco before 2027 PGA. The ladies, I saw a couple ladies complain that it was designed to embarrass them. I don't know. Austin Kim shot bogey-free 68 on the final round, so she wasn't embarrassed. Here's Jason Day's tee shot into 15. Also just short of the green. I think it's an in-between number for a lot of these guys. Wins off the left. It's hard to hit driver. It's hard to hit like a little baby driver with water left. So a lot of these guys are hitting 3-wood and just accepting that they're probably not going to make it 2. Scotty Scheffler, after a 309-yard tee shot into 18. He's got a cut that's a little bit right of the flag. Good shot from Scotty. Front right part of the green. He'll have an uphill putt. Going to be a bogey-free round from Scotty Scheffler. After he made a double and a triple. You don't see that very often. Scotty's got a putt to shoot. Bogey-free 64. So that Saturday was an aberration. Henley playing first from the bunker on 14. He's got some height on it. He's got some spin on it. Lovely shot from Russell Henley. That trickles out to about 3.5 feet for his par. Good shot there from Henley. You got to think these guys really feel like they need to avoid bogey here. Okay, Keegan's did sit down. It did sit down a little bit. It's in like a little bit of a mini hole. Kind of kicked off the rough around the bunker there and just sort of nestled down. Yeah, that's a very, very poor lie. He's got to get really, really vertical with this and just carry it on the front part of the green, and it's going to roll out like a putt. It looks like he's aimed well right of it, though. Yeah, no chance with that lie for Keegan. That's all the way across the green. And Keegan likely to make a bogey here, likely to be at least 3 shots back. Keegan could be 4 back with 4 to play after this hole. Could be a 2-shot swing here Unlucky, but also not unlucky because he hit a really, really poor shot from the fairway. Didn't even try to take on that flag. Didn't even try. Probably thought if he took on the flag, there was a chance he could leave it in the bunker. He's made a 64-footer today, so maybe he's feeling confident. Scotty and a tour visor might get more downloads than the mug shot. You want him to put the logo on here? Scotty in a black bucket would be dangerous. I'm thinking maybe we get our graphic designer Josh to mock up some Melbourne fits for Scotty. You know, if we just wanted to get crazy with Scotty, what would we do? What would we do? I want a yellow branded shirt like Hideki wears on a Sunday, says Jacques. Yeah, Ben loves the Hideki yellow. It's kind of become his color. Scotty also losing the hair loss battle, so might not be a good look. Maybe a tour stop in Turkey. Turkish Airlines Open, presented by Hair Transplant. Scotty, for 64, it goes left. So Scotty Scheffler will finish at 12 under. That will not be enough. Not with the players ahead of him and the holes that they have left, but a 65 for Scotty, 5 under par, bogey free, 62, 69, 72, 65. And that's 72, obviously, the difference. Harris English chipping from a place where you would definitely putt. Playing for this to break left, and it does, not quite as much as he thought, but a good little second shot there rather for Harris English. Should be able to save par. Keegan, 39 feet for his par. That shot might have been his undoing. That pull that he hit on from the fairway. That pull plus a bad break with where it finished. Tough to come back from that. You guys want to see knickers and a Vida? Yeah, let's get Scotty in some knickers and a Ben Hogan hat at the Open. What do you say? Break the internet. Keegan still got some work left to save bogey. And here's the big putt from Tommy Fleetwood. If Tommy Fleetwood makes this, he gets a 17 under. Could have a 3-shot lead, but Jason Day could keep it to 2 if he's able to get this up and down on the drivable par 4 15. Then he hits pretty much the same exact shot that we saw Scotty Scheffler hit. Lands into the hill. You can see that green goes down and then back up. Just took all of the mustard off it. Rory putting for birdie, a big swinger. A lovely putt, just misses on the high side. Harris English is the real HE, His Excellency. How about Bryson calling Yasser HE? He calls him HE. What a nickname that is. Yo, HE, His Excellency. When does the Ryder Cup teams get finalized? Not until after the Tour Championship. Old Scotty Morris. All right, here it is. Tommy Fleetwood to get to 17 under par. Great worm cam view. Starts at left of the hole, and it misses on the right side. That thing broke across the hole, didn't have enough pace, and that's a missed opportunity. That's a missed opportunity from Tommy Fleetwood after 2 perfect shots on 14. He birdied 13, had a great chance to birdie 14, but doesn't. Tommy Fleetwood stays at 16 under, and Jason Day's now got a putt to move just 1 behind. That was a great chance. Just lacked conviction on that putt. Scotty is playing at the Scottish Open. Scotty. Most guys are. It's not a signature event, but it's going to be one of the strongest fields I would imagine for not a signature event because guys just don't want to fly over and have their first tournament over there overseas. I keep on wanting to say the UK, but Ireland is not part of the UK. That has been made very clear to me, and I am going to Ireland, so I will not make that mistake. But guys want to go and get used to the time change, used to the turf conditions, used to driving on the right side of the road or having someone drive them on the right side of the road. Dan wants to be British so bad. Yeah. I'm not ashamed of that. I love British culture. I love football and I love Love Island. So those are 2 great things. All right. Jason Day, we saw Scotty make this putt on 15. This is a huge putt. Can he cut the deficit to 1? Jason Day with the tape on his left wrist like he's Cristiano Ronaldo. That short putting stroke, it misses on the right side. Tommy's dodging some bullets here. He can't believe it. He's looking over at Luke Reardon. We did a fun video with Luke giving us the anatomy of the perfect swing video. If you guys walk on a driving range on the PGA Tour, you'll see a bunch of guys in this stance. That's the official stance for the swing video. You got to get low. You got to have it about hand height. even with the hand line. Russell Henley to save par. This is another huge putt to stay just 2 back with 4 to play with a drivable par 4 coming up. Yep, no problem there. So we've got Fleetwood at 16 under with the drivable par 4 to play. We've got Jason Day at 14 under, but he is through the drivable par 4. We've got Keegan's going to be 13 under, and Russell Henley is 14 under, 2 back. Jason Day's in for par, Northern Ireland. This guy's being. Oh yeah, Northern Ireland is part of the UK, but yeah, it is the UK. It is the UK. They're playing Scotland and Northern Ireland. Those are both part of the UK. I'm putting Joe Biden, this guy, I'm putting him in timeout. He's being mean. Spot on Scotty for the Scottish Open win. The Nike Tiger polos were the GOAT. Scotty used to wear a lot of Nike Tiger stuff, but he used to have the Tiger on his shoes. But once Tiger left Nike, they took the TW off the bottom of his shoes. I don't know if he's still wearing those shoes. Northern Ireland is part of the UK. The reason I got it wrong in my head is because I'm going to Ireland. But yes, these guys are going over to the UK. They are playing in Scotland and Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK. Got an NBA Finals take real quick. I'm excited to watch. You know, I don't. When it comes to like sports that aren't golf, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I don't pretend to be an analyst. Haven't watched much of the series. I'm looking forward to watching that as a fan. And it should be perfect timing. We should finish this tournament in about an hour, maybe a little bit less, and then hopefully get to talk to the winner. And then I'll watch and then get ready for Dan on Golf tomorrow. You should go play Ardglass in Northern Ireland. You'd love it. I'll have my clubs, so maybe I will get out there and play somewhere close to Portrush. The only problem is we're doing a lot of work. It's hard for me to. It's hard. I'm trying to be so efficient with my travel. It's really hard for me to step out for 5 hours or whatever it is during a tournament week. But if there is a week to do it, it's the Open. With the time difference, you know, with how long the days are, maybe sneak some golf in there. I've played Portrush. I've played County Down. I've played Port Stewart. We did a Northern Ireland little trip in 2013 when I went. I did Scotland and Northern Ireland. The only course I've played in England is Royal St. George's, which I was lucky enough to play the day after. It's the only time I've played a major golf course the day after the tournament. I played right after Colin Morikawa won. Only got to play 14 holes or 15 holes, and then I had to drive to Heathrow, but that was awesome. A lot of Ireland consider that part of Ireland to be just Ireland. We're not stepping into politics here. Anyone know what hole Tom Hoagie is on? We've got a Tom Hoagie fan. Tom Hoagie's finished, and he shot 3 under, 67, tied for 46. Front page news. Are you doing Radio 5 live commentary again? I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. Maybe. But also maybe not. I got kind of my own thing going on now. All right. Tommy Fleetwood on the tee. Mini driver. This should be perfect. This should be the perfect club. This is a really, really hugely impactful tee shot for Tommy Fleetwood trying to get his first win on the PGA Tour. It starts right. It's going right. Don't hit the path. Don't hit the path. Don't hit the path. Don't hit the path. These guys are so lucky that all those people are there and that didn't bounce in the path. If that bounces on the path and goes up to that hillside, he doesn't get a drop. He might not be able to find the ball. I mean, he'll find it, but he might not be able to advance it. That is just so lucky. I don't know if it hit someone but I saw someone hit the path. I think it was Austin Eckroat earlier this week, and it absolutely screwed him. It was a terrible spot. So very fortunate for Tommy there. I've just worked out why you've got dog behind you. Yes, Dan on Golf. Dan on Golf. What's your Royal County Down versus Portrush analysis? Play both in September. Royal County Down might be my number 1 in the whole world. Was lucky enough to play it twice. There's a lot of blind shots. The second time I played that course, I don't know if I've ever had more fun. Henley with driver. I haven't seen many guys go with driver. This is also going right, but less far right. But I mean, I'd rather be where Fleetwood is. He's on a flat part. He's probably going to get to drop it from the cart path, and it's where all those people are standing. So a lucky break for Tommy Fleetwood, I think it must be said. Fortunate. Keegan's got 3 wood. I don't think this is enough to get it all the way there. I'd expect this to, if he hits a good one, to be kind of short right in the mouth where we saw Scotty hit it, where we saw Jason Day hit it. People on the right getting peppered. Yes, they are. Yes, they will. That's, drivable par 4 with water down the left. That right side is very much in the landing zone. Shout out me, Dan, as a fellow Dan. What's up, Dan? It's a great name you got. Keegan's is high and right. Doesn't seem like the most solid strike, but it gets into the bunker, so he should have at least some control, but it's going to be a long bunker shot. Yeah, it's going to be like a 40-yard bunker shot. Tricky. So Royal County Down River in your top 5. 3 spots left to fill. Yes, that's right. That is right. Jason Day on 16. That's a good line with the 8-iron. Is it too much club, though? Yeah, it's too much club. I don't know if he was trying to hit like a little half one, but he seemed to know as soon as he made impact that was going to be well too far. And that flew the green. That clean flew the green. This is the stat here. Most top 10 finishes without a win on the PGA Tour since 1983. Tommy Fleetwood, 41. Brett Quigley, 34. Lenny Clements, don't know who that is, 33. Graham DeLette, who's commentary, 33. Jeff Overton, Boom Baby, 32. You guys remember Jeff Overton? Where else have you played in Ireland, Dan? The only courses I've played on the Irish island are Portrush, County Down, and Port Stewart. But we're going to play a lot more in a few weeks, and I cannot wait. I'm looking over now during this commercial break at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. It is windy over there. Windy in Texas in the summer. Minji's got a 3-shot lead with 2 holes to play. She should get it done. Yeah, I really started liking this course a lot. Kind of has a sawgrass feel. I think a big star today has been TPC River Highlands. It's a fun finishing stretch with a drivable par 4 and then 17 with the water, 18 with the natural amphitheater. It's on CBS. This is almost as nervous as the Masters, says Mick McCarthy. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in the UK who have a lot of emotional investment in this final round. Let's go, Tommy, says Aussie golfer. Who do we like next week, says Ian Lawrence. I haven't even looked at it. That's what we got Rick Gaiman for. As a U.S. citizen, do you want to see Keegan on the U.S. team, says Joao Coutinho. You sound like you should be playing attacking mid for Atletico Madrid. I don't know why Atletico Madrid came in. It should be Barcelona, Coutinho. But if it was just a golf conversation, yes, I do. If I had to choose 12 guys to be on the Ryder Cup team, I would choose Keegan Bradley. Now, does he add more to the team in the current form that he's in versus his role as captain? That's a decision for him to make. But if it was a golf conversation, he'd be on the team right now. Let's see how he plays in the playoffs and plays in the Open. It's gonna be very telling. Your JJ Spawn reaction kind of went viral in my world last week. Will we get another one today? Well, if someone makes a 65-footer to win the tournament, I'm gonna, it's all authentic. It's all authentic. It cracks me up when people comment on the clips that we post from the watch along, and people are like, "No way, this is live. No way, this is live." Well, you think I'm just acting? You think my voice is gonna go like this when I'm acting? I sounded like a 10-year-old. Brian Dozier is pulling for Tommy. So are a lot of people. OKC Thunder, says Chase S. They're the favorites, aren't they? 6.5 points. Just got back to Vegas from Australia, says Aussie golfer. That sounds like a long trip. Did you have to connect through California? If I was the captain, I'd run it straight down the list. Well, then what do we have a captain for? If they're gonna just pick the guys that are on the list, and then we got the data guys who are doing most of the pairing analysis. Captain's just there for vibes. Oh God, look at that ball for Tommy, says Stefano Roberti. I don't know where this is. You guys are ahead of me. You don't spoil stuff, or I'm going to stop looking at the chat, and I don't want to stop looking at the chat. Hand the captain duties over if he makes the squad. How he finishes here is gonna be important for where he is in the points. Yeah, Tommy, this is what I was talking about. That is so fortunate for that ball not to hit the path. Now he's got a clean lie. Yeah, the grass isn't in the best condition, but he's going to be able to get to the back of the ball, get some spin on it. We saw this with Rory. I mean, much rather be where Tommy Fleetwood is than where Russell Henley is. Tommy deserves a win on the PGA, and he will kill it at the Ryder Cup, says Lee Messingham. Yeah, he's been a great Ryder Cup player so far. It's okay, Stefano. I forgive you. Tommy is walking off, seeing... He looks like he's looking a little bit left of it, a little bit short of it. Come on, Tommy, says New Dark Age Now. You're ahead of the broadcast streaming on the Paramount app. It feels like, well, that's interesting because I feel like every time I look over at the Tourcast, I'm behind. So, guys, I wish we could all sync up. I wish that there was an app or something where we could all maybe if we get this bigger in the future, we'll find a way to all pause it and then watch together, but as of right now, I'm out of ideas. Okay, Jason Day from long of 16 lands it short of that ridge. It kicks left, and it is cruising down toward the hole. Another great short game shot from Jason Day. Man, I love watching this guy chip. I love watching this guy chip. Shout out to the $3 million. I wonder what that conversation was like, because the name of the good video with Jason Day was inside Jason Day's $3 million practice facility. I wonder if he was just cool. They were like, how much does this cost? He's like, $3 million. Sometimes you just got to ask. Sometimes you just got to ask. All right, Tommy, you got a clean lie. You've got a great break here. Just get this on the green. I think you just get this on the green. No funny business here. Ooh, I'm nervous. Solid shot. Right into the middle of the green. Not quite as aggressive as Rory's, but safely to about 30 feet for Tommy Fleetwood. And with Russell Henley in a really difficult spot, 16 under might be enough. I said earlier that 15 under I thought would play off, 16 would win outright. I'm sticking by that. I think if Tommy makes 4 straight pars to finish, I think he wins the tournament. Go, Tommy, says Louis D22. Go to snack food while watching golf on a Sunday. I don't eat during these watch-alongs. My go-to snack recently has been like a peanut butter granola. There you go. Rory from the fairway on 17. 164 yards. You guys said he was double crossing the cut. That's not a double cross. But it is short. Well short. But at least the flight was what he wanted. Keegan should bring in Billy Horschel as an assistant. That's an interesting one. You know, if Keegan does pass over the Ryder Cup reins to someone else, the guy he's mentioned most is Jim Furyk. But what about Kevin Kisner? I feel like that would be a similar sort of vibe. Speaking of Keegan Bradley, long bunker shot. So difficult to judge this, and he's left it well short. And Keegan Bradley's chances to win this tournament are evaporating. You're on point right now, Dan, says Colton Summers. I appreciate it. Very much. Go, Tommy. How much did you jump out and play at Wingfoot when a member of Quaker? It was awesome. We had you got to play 1 round on the West and 1 round on the East every year. So I did that every year. Yeah. Played West probably 4 or 5 times and East the same. They're directly across the street, literally across the street. All right, Russell Henley, he's got this one way back in his stance. Difficult shot, lands it well short, and it is trying to creep toward the hole, but that's also going to come up short. He will have the best look of the group, probably about 12 feet for Russell Henley to get to 15 under. We got Minjee with the long putt. Ooh, that long putt. Minjee's long putter is close to her chest. You guys know how I feel about the long putter. I'm very happy for her that she's going to win her 3rd major, and I don't blame her for taking advantage of the rules, but that putter is close to the chest. Jason Day in on 16 for par. What is golf out there in Portugal? I know that a lot of people from the UK take, speaking of UK, we talk a lot about UK. I know they take a lot of vacations to Portugal. I think there's some good golf there. Henley is really good. Yeah, I would say so. What's your takeaway from playing the West a bunch? I actually enjoy the East more. The East at Wingfoot starts, I think, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, par 4, par 5, par 3, par 5, par 3. It's so much fun. The West is, it's one of the cathedrals of American golf. It's like, you do some research before the round and you read about all these amazing figures in our game who have won there, or who have, I played the 18th hole and I remember watching Tiger duff 2 in a row and make a double in 2020. So it's definitely a special experience playing Wingfoot West. Another takeaway I have is the 10th hole at Wingfoot West, the par 3, might be the hardest starting hole you could possibly have in a U.S. Open. They do double T starts the first 2 days, and you've got like a 215-yard shot early in the morning onto a turtleback green. It's just not how you want to start a U.S. Open. If Henley makes this putt, 16 under won't feel so comfortable. That is exactly correct. What is the Nike ad going to be if Tommy wins this? Finally. Just do finally. If I was Nike, I would do finally with, Keegan. Oh, Keegan. Another freaking bomb from Keegan Bradley, and look at the fist pump. This guy has poured in 2 massive putts, one on the 9th, one on the 15th, and Keegan gets to 14 under, and he's not done yet. And getting to 14, I mean, this is big for Ryder Cup points. It's all based on money. It's an elevated event. There's big money in this tournament. That's a huge putt for Keegan Bradley. Boom. Using a long putter is cheating. I'm not saying it, but you are. From downtown, Keegan Bradley. Just get this man on the green. Look at how intense he is. It's like every time he's in contention in a PGA Tour event, it's like he's playing a Ryder Cup. The guy's born for it, and the crowd loves it. Not as much as I thought they'd love it. I didn't see the arms go up in the air as much as I maybe thought I would, but maybe they're rooting for Tommy. I don't know. But Keegan Bradley to 14 under. We counted him out there. It's amazing what the putter can do. Amazing what the putter can erase. Here's Tommy Fleetwood, and Keegan's went in on a pretty similar line. So Tommy will have been watching that, seeing how it's breaking at the hole. This putt's fast and breaks left. That looks like it's going to miss low. Tentative there from Tommy. Tentative from Tommy. Looked like a good line, but he's left it a bit short. And Keegan will be 2 back with 3 to play. The ad should read just lat it. No, the ad should be Fleetwood with the 3/4 finish, and it just says finally with a period. I see it in my eye right now. He will likely be playing captain to Joseph Boza. He can make team on points. What is the finger thing Keegan keeps doing before putting? He's doing the aim point. He's a big aim point guy. I did it on the bag with him back when I was at Foreplay, and he said that sometimes he will go full weeks without crouching down to read a putt. That's how much he trusts aim point. And he also said, and people felt strongly about this, that in 10 years, no one was going to be reading greens, that everyone was just going to be doing aim point. We'll see. Rory from way downtown on 17. Another good putt, another very, very good lag. That misses about a foot to the right. Deserves a spot on the team for this putting. If it's just a golf question, which it's not, if it's just a golf question, Keegan is one of the 12 best Americans. And so it's an very interesting debate. Maybe they pushed his captaincy back 2 years. Maybe give it to Kevin Kisner. But Furyk would feel like it flies in the face of what they were trying to do. All right, Russell Henley, great worm cam here to get to 1 behind. That's right the whole way. That actually hit Tommy's mark. What a poor putt from Russell Henley. We've seen a couple of those just straight blocks. That was like the putt he missed, the 3'9" one that he missed on 8. Same thing. Looks like sometimes it just shoots right. Just saw Keegan's putt. That's how far back I am, says Travis Bell. Try refreshing your stream. Here's Harris English, the real HE. Oh, that's on a great line from Harris English. Right in the middle of the hole for Harris English. He gets to solo 5th, 13 under par, and he's putting up a very, very strong statement for Keegan Bradley. Harris English firmly in Ryder Cup contention. We've got Jason Day on the tee on 17. Left. That is left. These guys are scared of that water on 17. That started on the same line that Scotty's did, but didn't cut as much, and that one doesn't get to the bunker, which actually is probably worse than being in the bunker because he's not going to be able to spin it. Tommy, just to clean up here on 15. We're giving him this one. Yep, it's in the hole. Tommy's got 3 holes left, and he's got a 2-shot lead. All right, Tommy. It was never going to be easy. It wasn't going to be a march to victory. Not when you bogey 3 of the first 4, but he's hung in very, very well since then. And Tommy Fleetwood goes to the 16th tee, the par 3, with a 2-shot lead over Keegan Bradley, Jason Day, and Russell Henley. What a great finish. Everyone, drop who you think's going to win. Tommy Fleetwood, 2-shot lead. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If anyone in the chat isn't in sync, pause the video and wait for your broadcast to catch up, says Tom. Yeah, let's try and link up here. But it felt like if Keegan was picked as a FU to Zach Johnson and the Rome Ryder Cup team who didn't pick him, McManus wants Tiger out of Dare. Yeah, I think Tiger also promised JP McManus, or that's like, I don't know if that's official, but they're close. And I think that's right. I think Tiger's probably looking good for a captaincy in Ireland, but the PGA of America will want him to be captain in the United States. Harris English way left on 18. Way, way, way left. Y'all seen Frankie Fleetwood? Of course we've seen Frankie Fleetwood. He's been practicing his hardest. It's just not happening this year, but I've been practicing my hardest. I thought you were at the Travelers this week. I was at the Travelers, Chase Kirby. I was there Tuesday, Wednesday. Flew back. I was at Oakmont. I was at the Travelers. I don't stay all week that often just because of we do this stream, which is I need to be home for this, and then we do the show from LA on Mondays. So has Keegan had enough time focused to prepare as captain, even if he doesn't play at this point? Yeah, I think there's probably a little bit too much is made of the captain stuff. It's a lot of media appearances, but Keegan looks like he's hit a dart here on 16. He has. Really, really good shot. Very similar to where Scotty Scheffler hit it with his one-arm finish. Are you coming to Detroit? No, I am not. Sorry, Scratch Golf Show. I'm home for this week. I'm actually home until Ireland, which is amazing. He can handle the heat. Yes, Keegan can handle the heat. Tommy Fleetwood. He's on the tee at 16. Trying to close out his first victory. This is big-time stuff from Mr. Fleetwood. He's got his choice. He's wiping off the grip. It's getting hot. I think it's in the 90s there. It was going to be in triple digits in a couple days, they were saying. I'm happy I'm on the West Coast. This is the time of the year when LA is now cooler than everywhere else, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. How does Keegan play in the Ryder Cup? Can he just choose himself to play? Yeah, well, either qualifies on points or chooses himself and then, gives the captain's duties to other people. It could happen. Dan with the fam till the Open. That is right. I've been getting, I get so close to my dogs and then I leave and then they don't love me as much. Or they love me as much. Maybe they don't like me as much. And then I start to get really, really close to my dogs again when I'm home for over a week. So Billy and Buddy and I are really, we're simpatico right now. All right. Tommy on 16. Yeah, I'll come on for an interview. Scratch Golf Show. Sure. This is a nice pin for Tommy. He started it right and it's drawing toward the flag. Just a little bit of gas on that from Tommy Fleetwood. It goes over the green, and he is frustrated by how far that's gone. That's going to be a tricky pitch. That is going to be a tricky pitch for Tommy Fleetwood. We saw Jason Day handle it really well. Kind of had to bounce it into the hill. He's going to have to decide whether he wants to hit a low one like Jason Day does or if he's going to try to carry that first ridge with spin. Looked like he flushed it, just too much club. How about that guy Humphrey? Needed his interview with Dan. You talking about the dog who's been on site all? Yeah, the dog has been the star of the show this week. The only wins you deserve are the ones you win. Yeah, deserve means nothing in this game. We saw that last week with Adam Scott. It felt like all the stars were aligning. Felt like everyone was behind him. He deserves to get a second major championship. He's such a ends up shooting 79 on Sunday. This game owes you nothing. This game owes you absolutely nothing. Keegan versus Tommy Ladd playoff mini Ryder Cup preview. Let's go. You guys are no confidence in Tommy to get that up and down? Jason Day looks like he's laying up here from 175. Yeah, you guys are asking about the rough, and that's one of the reasons that the scores are much higher. He was only 175 yards was Jason Day, and he had to lay up because of the water. That's some Oakmont shit right there. All right, Russell Henley with 8-iron. Let's see if he can stick one. Looks like a bit of a pull. Is it holding its line? Oh, it's right over the flag. I think the tracer there was a little bit off because that one looked like it was going to the bunker left. Flies right over the flag, but long. Keegan's got the best look. By far the best look. J-Day layup, SMH. What, you want him to just hit it in the water? It must have been a really, really nasty lie. All right. We got a commercial break. We're watching Minjee Lee. It's going to be her 11th LPGA Tour win, third major, third Australian to win 3 majors, 1.8 million. Nice to be Minjee Lee. Nice to be Minjee Lee. Her caddy's got the good hat on. Man, the good hat is everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. What are your golf cathedrals? I mean, the Old Course, Wingfoot, Oakmont, Pebble Beach, Augusta. Does Pinehurst, is Pinehurst a cathedral? Feels like it's in the last 20 years it's sort of elevated its stature. Yeah, not sure. I don't know if it gets in there. It's a hard one. I never thought about that. Just cathedrals of American golf. Well, I usually say American golf, so I'll take St. Andrews off that list. Ooh, this is juicy, guys. Tommy Fleetwood trying to close out his first win. Keegan Bradley is buzzing with the crowd on his side. He's got a good look at birdie on 16. Just 2 back. Tommy's got a tricky up and down. Keegan's caddy has Bob Does Sports hat on. So does Wyndham Clark's caddy. John Ellis. They both have the have the day on. Fleetwood is overdue for a win, says Dave Craig. You're not the only one who feels that way. Yes to Pinehurst, says Golfer. Yeah, I mean, basically like any of the core sites. Marion. I mean, I would say Marion's probably in there with the Hogan history. Any of the core sites of the U.S. Open. So Pinehurst, Wingfoot, Oakmont, Pebble Beach, those are cathedrals. And I'm a US Open guy, and Augusta. You know I'm a big US Open guy. So if you've hosted a bunch of US Opens, that puts you in the cathedral for me. Maybe a bad idea, but why no tour event at Bandon Dunes yet? I think it's just like how remote it is. You know, it's you think about these PGA Tour events and how much of it is hospitality, how much of it is the sponsor. Travelers is based in Connecticut, so it's their sort of hometown event. It's easy to say, oh, we should have a tournament here, we should have a tournament there, but there's a lot of logistics that goes into hosting a tour event. Speaking of Malbon, Minjee Lee has just found the green. Oh, it looks like it's going to run through the green, but no problem in the fringe long on 18. Minjee Lee's wearing Malbon, and she is going to win the KPMG Women's PGA Championship at PGA Frisco, which is a course that we are all going to get very familiar with in due time because the PGA is going to be there a lot. Pinehurst has been big on the PGA Tour and majors for as long as I can remember, says John Thomas. Thank you. All right, Tommy is surveying the chip shot that he has going into 16. We just saw this with Jason Day. So Jason Day kind of landed it. You could see there's a little bit of a nub right at the beginning of the green, right in line with Tommy and the hole. Jason Day played a low one that skipped through that ridge. We'll see what Tommy decides to do here. This is a little bit scary with the water long. Torrey's not a cathedral of American golf. I'm sorry. It's synagogues for Dan, not golf cathedral, says Tom. That is right. Yeah. I call the church pew bunkers at Oakmont synagogue seats. Just kidding. They're church pew bunkers. Okay. Here we go, Tommy. A little bit scary with the bunker long. He goes with a much higher shot that does spin, lands soft. Is that going to settle? Tommy's going to have 20 feet for par. Oh, even more. It's still rolling. We saw Jason Day handle that so much better with the low one and kind of landed it into the hill, and it took a lot of the heat off. Tommy's has a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do to avoid making a bogey. And could Keegan Bradley have a putt to tie the lead here? He probably will. Here's Jason Day, his third shot into 17. Remember, you guys didn't like the layup, but that was the only play for him. Just a half wedge here. It skips up the hill. It stops about 12 feet short, 14 feet short. So Jason Day will have that. Got to make that, and then got to birdie the last, you would think. I said 15 under playoff, 16 I think wins this outright. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping I'm not. They say winning on tour is not easy, and it's showing. Winning on tour is not easy. I can attest. Fact checked on that one is true. Is Tommy outside of Henley still? He could be. They look like they're trying to see who's going next. Harris English has got a clean lie in the trampled area on the 18th. He's got a decent angle. I was there, speaking of staying all week, I remember I was really trying to go home. Oh, what a shot from Harris English. Almost hit the flag. I remember I was really trying to go home a couple years ago, and I was living in New York at the time, and I had like a 2-hour drive back, and him and Kramer Hickok went to 7 playoff holes. So that was a little frustrating when it happened. A little bit of stress for Tommy. I would say a lot of stress for Tommy. Golf gods got to deliver a Tommy win here, says Alistair Morey. Say your prayers, do your rain dance, whatever you need to do for the golf gods to pull Tommy through. Russell Henley for birdie from the back of the green. This is going to break left at the hole and be quick. We saw how quick Tommy's was past the hole. Russell Henley has put that so far out right. That's not a good putt. That's about 6 feet downhill right to left for par. He got scared of that one. Probably watched Tommy's trickle all the way past. Here's Rory. Also hit it left on 18. Also has a pretty manageable lie. It looks like only 137 yards. It'd be a wedge of some kind for Rory McIlroy. Oh, beautiful. Go in. Oh, took a peek there. Rolls past the hole. Quick check of the... Okay, Tommy. Here it is, Tommy. Par putt. This is all of 20, 25 feet. I am giddy for 2031 at Riviera. Tommy Fleetwood for par. just slides by, misses on the high side. Tommy drops to 15 under, and Keegan Bradley will have 14 feet to tie the lead after he made that bomb on 15. Whoo, I'm shaking. This is about the time when I get nervous, and I don't know why I get nervous. It doesn't really change my life who wins, but that just shows that we're all in this together. We're all golf sickos. We feel like we're playing the final round. Do you guys feel like you're playing this final round with Tommy Fleetwood? Because I do. I absolutely do. Okay, no panic, Tommy, please. You're still good. This is it. I'm not looking at the Tourcast here. Keegan Bradley does his double. He's got a 2% break, it looks like, based on the aim point. And this is to tie the lead. Keegan Bradley, worm cam, check. He starts it out right. That's going to miss low and left it short. Left it short. He's left it short. He's left it short, so he's one behind Tommy Fleetwood. And Russell Henley has a putt to stay one behind Tommy Fleetwood, and Jason Day has a putt to stay one behind Tommy Fleetwood. Wasn't going to be easy. It's because we thought the tournament was a three-man race, but it's wide open. That's why Dan is nervous. Joseph's got a look straight into my dome. All right, we're still good, says Stefano Roberti. We dodged a bullet there. Tommy dodged a bullet there. I'm pulling for Tommy. I'm pulling for Tommy. I think the whole golf world is. I'm also kind of pulling for Keegan, but I'd like to see Tommy close this the right way. So you think there's any way the USGA moves 2039 from LACC? Was a weird vibe. Once they announce where a tournament is, they don't move it unless something crazy happens. Hopefully they let more than 9,000 people on the golf course every day. What's your favorite golf show or movie that isn't Happy Gilmore or Full Swing? Stick. Get ready for episode 9, guys. Get ready for episode 9. Some special stuff happening in episode 9 of Stick. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, Russell Henley, after that tentative birdie putt on 16, downhill right to lefter. I would love a worm cam here. I'm not going to get it. That's okay. Missed it. Another one that goes dead right. Russell Henley's got the rights with the putter. So Russell Henley's 2 behind. He drops at 13 under. Fleetwood at 15. Bradley at 14. Day at 14. I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm not going to go. But if there is a playoff, I'm going to have to go. I'm just letting you guys know. All right. It's bunched, guys. It's bunched. Harris English has a putt, by the way, to get to 14 under on 18. Greatest game ever played, says Stephen Osborne. I'm loving just how much, just golf, man. This is just golf. This is some good golf here. Week after Oakmont. Oh, we're going to rest. Oh, it's been such a tough week. Oh, it's going to be just a chill week. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because for everybody not named Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy, and those, I mean, not everyone's just measured in majors. I mean, there's a lot of guys who this would be an absolutely massive. I mean, Jason Day, we did it on the bag, and he's been talking about how frustrated he's been having not won in as long as he has, and it's wearing on him. And Tommy Fleetwood trying to get his first win on the PGA Tour after so many close calls, and Keegan Bradley trying to win another signature event and do it at his quasi hometown event and put himself right in the thick of the Ryder Cup picture. It's all happening here on Sunday. What a good Sunday, says Lambertus Van Lent. Please tell me that is your full name. Lambertus Van Lent. Scotty is human after all. Don't hold back. Golf, go. It's not healthy to hold back. Oh, you're talking about me going to the bathroom? It's not happening. It's just not happening. We got 2 holes left, and we got Tommy Fleetwood and Keegan Bradley and Jason Day coming down the stretch for the win. It's just not happening. I'll have to wait. All right, Jason Day for par. Needs this to avoid going 2 back with just 1 hole to play. He had the layup with his second. That's how long the rough is. Left himself an uphill putt, and it misses. That's another bullet dodge for Tommy Fleetwood. Jason Day drops back to 13 under. He's got a 1-shot lead over Keegan Bradley and a 2-shot lead over Harris English, Russell Henley, and Jason Day. MJ Lee cooked. Yes, she did. That is a victory. That is 3 of the 5 majors that she's won. A 3-time major champion. I've held pee my whole life. Now you're telling me it's unhealthy? Yeah, that explains a lot. Keegan's going to miss the fairway left. No, wrong. Keegan finds the fairway. Plays a nice cut with the 3-wood. That's an advantage being on the tee first and finding that fairway. Make Tommy think about it a little bit. Tommy likes to hit a draw. This is probably not his favorite tee shot in the world. Who do you think wins the duels video tomorrow? I have no idea. No laying up, Tommy. No more comments on if Dan is on crack. Can you imagine if he lays up again and we have another controversy? I have to face down that 6'6" tough guy, Ian Finnis. Harris English, that's another bullet dodge by Tommy. It is. I know it might sound dramatic, but it is. He finishes at 13 under. I'm stuck at work and can't find live stream, but found you and you're making it exciting. Come on, Tommy. We appreciate it, Andy Gray. It's on CBS. You should be able to find it. All right, Tommy, tee shot on 17. He's going through his rehearsals. He's parred this hole all 3 days this week. The tee shot is so vital here. If he hits in the fairway, he might have to lay up like Jason Day did. If he hits it in the bunker, it's a nervous bunker shot. Why not just split the fairway and make it easy for everybody here, Tommy? Why not just split the fairway and make it easy for everyone here, Tommy? 4 left. Is it going to catch the bunker or is it going to stay in the rough? It catches the bunker. It catches the bunker and it's a clean lie in the bunker. That's important. We saw how big of a difference it is being in that bunker versus being in the rough where Jason Day had to lay up. Is the new CEO going to actually close the negotiations with Liv? Probably. That's one of the reasons why they brought him in, I think. You need some new blood. When there's so much baggage, you need some new blood. And that's what he said. He's coming into this, Brian Roloff, he said he's coming into this with a fresh view, a fresh perspective. He doesn't have the baggage that Jay Monahan and Yasir have. But Tommy's in the bunker. It's going to be a scary shot on 17. Russell Henley on the tee on 17, not out of it. But I don't like the way he's putting it. Minjee Lee won by 3, by the way. Final round 74, shot 2 over and won by 3. Russell Henley finds the fairway. That's my computer asking to restart. Should I just restart my computer and go to the bathroom real quick? You guys cool with that? No, don't think so. Dude, can't get PGA here in Spain. Thanks for doing this. You are welcome, my friend. You are welcome. We are following along here. We've got Harris English to finish out at 13 under. Currently in a tie for 3rd. We'll see how that finishes. Big week for Harris English. 67, 68, 67, 65. Good golfing from the Georgia Bulldog. And there are only 2 groups, I believe, left on the course at the Travelers Championship. They're going to commercial, it looks like. Should I go to the bathroom? I'm not going to the bathroom. There's 600 people in here. I'm not going to the bathroom. Jay and Yasir look like best friends at Carnoustie last year. Hilarious looking back. They look like best friends on CNBC also. Played together in that tournament in the UK, the Pro-Am. Andrew Waterman, the real ones know. Tommy doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my... Tommy, that's Scotty. You can't say Tommy doesn't know. It's Scotty. We have a Scotty. Scotty's number 1 in the world, and we're just going to give that to someone else? No, that Scotty doesn't know. I'm not going, guys. I'm not going to the bathroom. No matter how many people are saying go to the bathroom, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I've gotten through the worst part of it. You know what I mean? Like it's subsided a little bit. There's like 7 people in the chat telling me to go to the bathroom. I'm not going to the bathroom. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. It would be funny if the press didn't request to talk to Rory after he played well. They will request to talk to Rory. It happens every time. If Fleetwood wins, it would be Everton's first trophy since 95. Right before they go into the new stadium. Go visit Rays Creek. We can wait. Nope. Not happening. Is it number 1 or number 2? It's number 1, and it's not happening. And we can keep talking about it, but it's not going to happen. Fine, pee your pants and then show us. That's weird. Not going to happen. Go visit Rays Creek. That is funny. That is absolutely funny. Absolutely funny. That's good phrasing there. What a verbal gymnast I am. Ray Hudson. Now I need the bathroom. Yeah, my nervous energy is probably giving you all bathroom energy. I'm really sorry about that. But the bathroom talk has done a pretty good job of getting us through this last commercial break. Let's hope it's the last commercial break. I'm looking at a Toyota Tacoma, fuel efficient up to 23 miles per gallon. Is that something that we're advertising, up to 23 miles per gallon? That's good. I feel like these days that's not much to be bragging about. Come on, chat. We all need to pee when things get tense. In these times, tense Sunday afternoon tools to go. Would you want your caddy to talk to you or just leave you be? I think it just depends on the type of person that you are. I'm a chatty guy. I've been talking nonstop on this stream for almost 2 hours. And so yeah, I would want my caddy to talk to me. I think if he would be quiet, it would freak me out. All right, Jason Day Likely needs a birdie on 18. That's a good start. Looks like a perfect tee shot. It is indeed 178 ball speed. If someone hits it in the water, I'm donezo. That is correct on the mark. Absolutely donezo. Is Tommy fine from that bunker? Well, he's going to be able to get there because the lie is clean, and he probably is going to have about 170 yards. So, yeah, I mean, he's fine. In a practice run on Thursday, it's not that difficult of a shot. But trying to close out your first win, you'd rather be in the fairway. I'll tell you that much. He's not going to lay it up. Also, Travelers, what a logo. What a great logo with the umbrella. That's a nice looking logo right there. I know our boy Josh, our graphic designer, is looking at this. Dog of the week is Dan and his full bladder. Thank you. Just want to hat tip to everybody that we've made it through the last commercial break, or I at least hope the last commercial break without the bathroom. Cheers for the continued coverage. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, tell your friends. Tommy to go in the water. Boo, D. Stevens. Don't bring those vibes in here. Don't bring those vibes in here. What would this win do for Fleetwood's legacy? It would be massive. It would be absolutely massive. It would get the biggest knock on his resume, the biggest knock on his career would evaporate. All right, Keegan's going to play first. Looks like just the most intense guy in the world. All over that water, 172 to the flag. It's on a good line. It's cutting. Ooh, just barely catches the green. Almost went in the water there from Keegan Bradley. Pretty similar shot to the one that Rory hit. I think he liked the way he hit that. Maybe a bit of a gust of wind. Maybe it was playing longer than he thought. He looks like he doesn't love where that finished. 4.33 scoring average from the bunker that Tommy Fleetwood is in. So better than 50% chance of making par. He's got a ton of green left of it and a ton of green short of it. If Tommy doesn't win this, that's going to be his hardest loss, right? Yes, definitely. 2-shot lead with 3 holes to play. Bogey's a pretty simple par 3. Hits it in the bunker. 168 from Tommy. It's a perfect lie. Couldn't ask for much better. We got a nice view here from behind. This is the money shot. Tommy Fleetwood on 17 over the water from the bunker after a bogey on 15. Keegan's on the green. It looks like good contact. It's headed to the center of the green. Is it the right size? Excellent shot from Tommy Fleetwood. That's big time right there. That is big time from that bunker. He was fortunate for it to get to the bunker. He hit a beautiful shot from there. That was big time when he needed it most. Man, that was scary. One step at a time, says Mike Niels. That's the hardest step right there. If memory serves me correctly, Fleetwood has won in the USA, just not on the PGA Tour. That's not correct. This could be the shot for Tommy. What a shot that was. Had to leave Travelers earlier with my boys. Thanks for the coverage, Dan. You're the best. No, you're the best. I hope your boys had a good day. Romeo and Andrew. Man, that was a great shot from Tommy. Not just to make good contact, but to hit it perfectly pin high the way he did. I mean, he's in a better spot than Keegan is. I would poop my pants over that shot. Yeah, that's a scary one on the 71st hole of trying to win your first PGA Tour. But look how many people are surrounding the 18th green at the Travelers. What a turnout. What a great tournament. 143 yards for Jason Day. This is cutting. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot from Day. He'll have about 15 feet to post 14 under and send Harris English packing. Scott Fawcett to the rescue. That was a very Scott Fawcett shot. He was not thinking about that flag. He was thinking about dry land. Which 2 days is the best to attend a major? Depends if you've been before. I like the practice days. You get to watch all the guys on the range. I'd say Wednesday, Thursday. Unless you want to go Sunday, but that's a whole other sort of operation. Russell Henley safely onto the green on 17. So all 3 guys find the green. Keegan's got the longest putt, but he has made 2 absolute bombs. What just happened? Did we just cut out, guys? Did we cut out, or did the stream cut out? I had something weird happen on my computer. Can someone reply and tell me if we cut out? I really hope we didn't cut out just there. But I'm nervous at the lack of messages. Why is no one responding to me? I think we're good. Can someone type something in the chat, please? That would be really sweet. I'm not seeing any messages in the chat anymore. And there's another commercial break. Maybe we're fine, but I don't know. Guys, is the chat not working? I might not be able to see your chat messages. I might not be able to see the chat messages. Something strange happened with my stream. Yeah, I can see the messages now on the right side of the YouTube, but it's not showing up on my restream. That's fine. I can still see the chat. I can see it. We're good. We're back. Team RBC commercial. We're back, guys. Don't worry. We're still here. I'm on like a 20-second delay. I know that. That's how YouTube works, unfortunately, but I think we're still good. Yeah, I'm getting some text saying we're still good. Okay, Restream just gave me a mini heart attack there, but we are back. Minji Lee's doing her winner interview, and the final group is on 17. Okay, we're back. A little bit of a palpitation there, but we're all together here. All right, all three guys are on the green. Keegan's going to putt first from the front right. That was his. I would love to have seen a replay of Keegan's approach shot in there. It looked like it really was close to going in the water. What's my relationship with Barstool? Great. Had a great couple years. Restream is trash. You can't really be using that. Okay. That's what we've used so far. Never had this issue before, but the chat is not loading anymore. Oh, there's so many people there. I love this. This is great. It's summer, guys. It's January 20 or June 22nd. How good is, it's only 2:48 here on the West Coast. I might have time to go hit a few balls before the final starts. This is fantastic. My handicap it's actually creeping up toward 1. Yeah, I'm pretty locked at shooting 75 and haven't shot under par in a little while, so my index is like 0.6 right now, 0.7. It's going up before the trip, which is not bad. I use OBS, but then it connects to Restream to answer your guys' questions. All right, Keegan, great worm cam. He's got to go upper ridge. This is going to break left. Looks like it's got a lot of speed from Keegan Bradley. Not terrible. Kind of hard to tell with the worm cam. Looks like it's about 3 feet left for par. So if Tommy can 2-putt, he'll have a 1-shot lead going into the last. Keegan is rolling his rock. That was a better lag than it looked like at the time. Jason Day for birdie on 18 to have any sort of chance. This needs to go in, and he left it short. We're getting a little short. Keegan left a birdie putt short on the last hole. Jay Day leaves one short. And I know Jay Day is not, it's a great week, but he wants to win again so badly. He'll be really disappointed with that finish. It's crazy hot in the Midwest. Seems like it's crazy hot everywhere. Tommy so deserves this. He's such a nice, relaxed guy. Says fed up. Yep. Thanks for the coverage. On vacation in Stockholm. Hope you're having a great day. Go visit that ship. I went to Stockholm and they had this amazing ship that I visited. I remember that. It was like a museum. All right, Tommy, worm cam starts left. Is it going to break back? Oh, Tommy's hammered it. Tommy's absolutely hammered it. Oh my gosh, Tommy, the hard part was the bunker shot, my friend. The hard part was the bunker shot. That was Guntown. Oh no. That's going to be so nervy for Tommy Fleetwood. There was no need to get that aggressive there. Oh, Tommy, you are making this difficult on the chat. The chat felt like we had dodged a bullet there after Keegan made par, not going to make his birdie, and you hit that amazing shot from the bunker. And you're just making it really difficult on everybody. Meat left on the bone. There's like a whole wing left on that. That is a ton of, there's a whole nice, juicy, white meat bite on that chicken breast from Tommy Fleetwood there. Oh, you can see it in my face. I'm like pained by that putt. Let's not count out Russell Henley here. He's got an opportunity despite all of those terrible putts he's hit so far. Misses it to the right once again. So Tommy Fleetwood's now got 4 feet 9 inches. 4 feet 9 inches to remain one ahead going to the last. He will be next to putt. I'm getting nervous, and the pee's coming back. I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna. It looked like Tommy's. I'd love to see another replay of that worm cam. It looked like it just shot off the face, didn't it? It looked like he just, was one of those like, don't leave it short, and then just hammer time. Gunned it through the break. All right, Tommy, this is a freaking massive putt. A lot of the fans are already heading over to 18 to watch this finish. We've got Tommy Fleetwood for par. Great worm cam. Looks like it's about a right edge putt. He got it. All right, Tommy. Don't do that to us again on 18, Tommy. Right in the heart for Tommy Fleetwood. That's a par after a poor tee shot into the bunker. And he's got a one-shot lead going to 18. Tommy Fleetwood. Here we go. Here we go. Guys, drop us a like. Everyone smash like. I'm only seeing 70 likes. That's not enough likes. Come on, smash a like for all this coverage that we've been providing, all this incredible community that we're building here. We've got 800 people, is that right, watching? I'm absolutely loving this. Keegan's in for par. We're going to the last. We're going to the last. We're going to the last. Tommy Fleetwood having a quiet moment to himself. You guys asked, would you want your caddy to be talking to you or would you want to be quiet? Looks like Tommy's having a private moment right now, collecting himself. Keegan's still going to have the tee on 18. Everyone's going to hit driver, I would think. And that was such a massive putt for Tommy. Right edge up the hill. Bit of an XL. Yeah, he gave that a little bit of, ooh, I didn't mean to leave myself that one. That was not what I was meant to do there. Walking to 18th, everyone giving him well wishes. He smiles at the crowd. He's always smiling, Mr. Tommy Fleetwood. And we're getting a flyover here on 18. We are at the 72nd hole at the Travelers Championship, TPC River Highlands. Been a great day of golf so far. Really good broadcast. I've enjoyed the drone shots. The course is looking fantastic. There's a bunch of people there. We've had Rory make an appearance, Scotty make an appearance, Tommy, Keegan Bradley. Couldn't ask for a much better tournament the week after the United States Open. Before we get to a sort of semi-lull on the PGA Tour, we'll be here next week for the Rocket Mortgage, doing a watch-along, but it will not be the same caliber of field. Guys, also, I want everyone to tune in tomorrow when we do Dan on Golf live in the studio. We're at 9:44. Let's get this up to 1,000. Let's get up to 1,000 people watching this final. You guys all want to watch Tommy Fleetwood win this tournament. That's what everyone's here for. We're all aligned here. Are there some Keegan lovers? Are there some Keegan lovers in the crowd? There might be. There might be some Keegan lovers in the crowd, but I think we're pretty united behind Tommy. Is this a Tommy stream? My lookalike is Finn Russell, Scottish rugby, when you ain't got the hat on. He sounds like a handsome guy. I should be focusing on the golf, but I have to look up Finn Russell. I'll take it, kind of, sort of. Not my favorite. Okay, Keegan Bradley. Tee shot on 18, driver, holster, fairway. Good tee shot from Keegan, right down Main Street. Right down Main Street. You can feel like Keegan's playing offense right now. You can feel Keegan's on the front foot, and Tommy's trying to get it across. That's the nature of trying to close out your first. Here we go, Tommy. He's got the driver. He's parred this hole all 3 days. What he would give for a par right now. Make Keegan have to get it. Make Keegan have to come get it. He's got it teed up very high. I'm nervous, man. My body's nervous. He looks like he likes it. Is it creeping left? Is it going to skirt the bunker? Yep. Fairway for Tommy Fleetwood. Big time shot there. Big time shot from Tommy Fleetwood there. Misses a couple divots in the fairway. And Tommy is way down there on 18. He's in good position. How far did that tee shot go? 288 yards for Tommy Fleetwood, 148 left in. Keegan hit it 10 yards further, so Tommy's going to play first. And we've got Russell Henley in here. That tee shot from Tommy might have doomed Mr. Henley. And also that quick hook into the rough might have doomed Russell Henley. That was a really ugly tee shot. That thing only carried like 230 yards. Well done, Tommy. We got to 1,000. Shout out to all of you. Drop us a like. Get ready for Dan on Golf tomorrow. But first, we've got a hell of a finish coming up here. Keegan Bradley and Tommy Fleetwood, they are not speaking. They are not speaking because they are both in with a chance to win the final signature event of the year. Yes, we still have the playoff events. Yes, we still have a major championship. But as far as signature events, it's been quite the year. You know, starting with the Century, we had the Genesis, or we had Pebble Beach, we had the Genesis at Torrey Pines, we had Bay Hill, we had the Players, we had the Truist, we have Memorial. I might be missing one, but now we've got the Travelers, and there's another commercial. We're sneaking in another commercial. I'm going to hop in the chat here. Please put timestamps on your live tomorrow. I think Alex has been putting timestamps on the live. All-time chat right here. You guys are epic. Come on, Tommy Boy, says John Flaherty. A MILF hunting chat. Yeah, that's what we do here. I'm nervous as hell now, says Fed Up. You getting the winner on Dog tomorrow? Yes, I believe we are. Potential Ryder Cup singles matchup. Well, that would mean that Keegan Bradley would be playing, so he's going to get a lot of questions about it. It's another really strong week. It's been a really strong summer for Keegan. Top 10 at the Truist, top 10 at the Memorial. What did he finish last week at the US Open? Keegan Bradley. I think he finished like 30th or something. Yeah, Keegan's last going back to the RBC Heritage, T18 at the RBC Heritage, T30 at the Truist, T8 at the PGA, T7 at the Memorial, T33 at the US Open. We are back. Ryan Stone was talking about the 58 that Jim Furyk shot in 2016. Yeah, the Travelers had some moments. Jordan Spieth holing out from the bunker 2017 to beat Daniel Berger. Harris English, I was there. 8 playoff holes. I thought it was 7. It went to 8 playoff holes. Imagine doing a watch-along for 8 playoff holes. That'd be like a 4-hour watch-along. I'd be here for it. Back-to-back 1K watch-alongs. We're growing. We are growing. As a European, I would rather Keegan play. Interesting. Why? You're scared of him as the captain? Best of luck, Tommy. Best of luck, Tommy from Ireland, says Dermot O'Dyer. The DWY is hard for my American brain to comprehend. It's crazy how many commercials in the U.S. coverage has. UK barely has any. Yeah, I do see that when people are watching the world feed. There's a lot less commercials. Well, this is capitalism. I don't know. Come on, Tommy, listening from Ischia Island, Napoli. Wow. The Scudetto. Napoli won Serie A this year. Big time. Especially if you have to pee. Yes, I do have to pee. We've talked about this. How incredible to pummel a 280-yard drive when you got to have it. That's why we love to watch. That's why these guys are the best players in the world. How about Russell Henley? That was a snapper. 64-foot apex. Only went 255 low left with rollout. That was a snap hook. All right, Tommy, they've got the camera right in his face. He's looking at the yardage book. He's got that big watch on. I wonder if there's anything on that watch. Like, does it tell him the front, the middle, the back? It looks like there's nothing on it. Interesting. You don't see a lot of guys wearing like a GPS watch in PGA Tour events. You're my favorite streamer, says 2-0 Bros. I appreciate it. Hello from the Philippines. We're worldwide today. I'd like to hear you pronounce Irish girls' names Siobhan. I know Siobhan from Succession. Watching from a parking lot while wifey gets eyelashes done. Thank God for this channel right now. That's what we're here for. That's some golf sicko shit right there. Your wife's getting her lashes done? Well, Travelers is finishing, and Tommy's got a chance to win his first. This is fantastic. I wish my snappers went 255. A lot of people wish their snappers went 255. We got a firm bounce, though. Probably only carried like 220, 230. That's like a 10-person deep. Always an amazing finish at the Travelers with the natural amphitheater surrounding that 18th green. Listening from Derby, England. I pronounced that correctly. Up the Rams, Derby County. It's no time to be looking at the time. Lambertus van Lent, my favorite name that I've seen so far in the chat from the Netherlands. United. Let's get Mbumo in. Let's get Emi Martinez. Let's finish in the top half next year. That would be sweet. Haven't seen Russell Henley in a while. Here he is. Only 177. Yeah, this hole's not very long because that was a terrible tee shot. And he still only has 177, and the lie actually looks pretty decent from Russell Henley. But he's a bit of a passenger in this tournament right now. Left of the green, which means he's going to have to chip up before. So Tommy and Keegan are sort of waiting on Russell to make his mess here. If Tommy wins, will you start singing the Tommy song from the Ryder Cup? Sure. If you want me to, I will. Tommy. Nope, only when he wins. Only when he wins. If he wins. All right. Tommy Fleetwood, 148 yards. Pretty simple shot. Middle of the fairway. What's he looking at? Is he looking at the wind? Look how much taller Ian Finnis is than Tommy Fleetwood. All right. Tommy's got his club. They seem to have agreed on a size. They're showing a gentleman with a goatee and glasses. I don't know if that's a family member of the Fleetwood. There's Tommy's stepson, and there's Frankie Fleetwood, who's practicing his hardest. Here we go. Oh, he backs off. I can't even imagine what's going through his head. And he's gone for, looks like less club. maybe feeling a little bit of juices. Maybe feeling like, you know, he hit that tee shot into the par 3 16th, which he flushed and it went clean over the green. Maybe playing for a little bit of adrenaline here. All right, Tommy Fleetwood is over it. Second shot into 18. It looks so simple on the TV, doesn't it? Ball's in the air. Short left from Tommy Fleetwood. Not his best effort. Went with one less club and came up pretty short. That opens the door for Keegan Bradley. And there's a little bit of a buzz in the crowd because they know that opens the door for Keegan Bradley, and it's only a wedge for Keegan. Oh, man. He's looking super, super, super intense. He's doing the thing where he kind of takes a step back and takes 2 steps back and then a step in and a step back, and Keegan is approaching the ball on 18. Caddy Scotty Vail standing off right to the right side. Keegan Bradley's approaching to 18, is right at it. What a shot from Keegan Bradley. That's about 7 feet below the hole. Oh, we could have a playoff here. We could absolutely have a playoff. Keegan is smiling, giving the thumbs up to the crowd because they are loving the shot that he just hit there. That shot with the view of the crowd, oh man, this fires me up. It fires me. Keegan going like this. Maybe a little USA chant. I can't hear what's going on, but this is a two-man situation here. And Keegan Bradley, 5 feet 8 inches. It's even closer than I thought. Keegan's got an over 50% chance statistically of making birdie. Now, Tommy Fleetwood's lag has gotten a lot more dicey, a lot more difficult. Oh, I just broke a part of my chair because I'm so nervous. This is sick, says Lambertus Van Lent. This is sick. That is cold as ice from Keegan. Those 2 shots in there on 18. Bombs one down the fairway, 300 yards. Wedge to 5 feet 8 inches. We're going to get rid of the tour cast because, guys, there's only one group left on the course, and I do not want this watch along to get spoiled by the tour cast. Now we're getting the bird's eye view, the blimp view of Keegan's. This thing never left the flag. What a dart from Keegan Bradley. Lands it in probably 10 yards of green short of the pin. Little 3/4 shot. He knew it was the right line, and it was the right number 2. 5 feet 8 inches for Keegan Bradley. Tommy's bogey on the last par 3 will haunt him. Let's see what happens here. But yeah, there's some guys who are really excited. Some kids who are jumping up and down. They love to see this from Keegan. No reaction from Tommy. A high five from Keegan Bradley's kid to his wife. Kids, plural kids, I think. Scroll back to my comment at 5 minutes, 54 seconds. Don't think I'm going to be doing that. It's a lot of scrolling. Come on, Tommy. If Spurs can do it, so can you. Leave that out of here, John Flaherty. Everton own goal as per usual. Come on, Tommy. It hasn't happened yet, guys. He's still going to lag it up and make his par. Keegan is doing a lot of good play for a guy who only wants to captain the Ryder Cup and not play. That's not what he said. He said he wants to help the team as much as he can. But I think we're getting to a place where the other players are going to be like, dude, you got to play. Like, we want you on this team. It's been that solid of a summer. It's been that solid of a performance. I wish Keegan would have slapped Jimenez. That's a deep cut. All right, Russell Henley. Russell Henley is chipping from just short left of the green, just left of the green, really. Shout out Taylor Gooch, says Mac Berger. It's not a golf stream without a shout out to Taylor Gooch. We appreciate the shout out. Obviously, there's an asterisk here. Taylor's not in the field, so can't say you've beat all the best players in the world. 1,100 watching. Guys, give us a like. Smash a like right now for this finish, for this electric finish that we're going to get here. Russell Henley plays a low one that is creeping toward the hole. Go in the hole. Of course it does. It goes in the hole. Russell Henley holds out on 18. That's great. What a finish, giving the crowd what they want. He's at 14 under. And listen, if Tommy 3-putts and Keegan misses, Russell Henley's chip in there would get him into a playoff. What a finish. That's why you never give up. That's why you never give up. He hit a duck hook into the rough, short left of the green. Holds it. What a finish we're getting here. Drop a like for that chip in. Holy crap. That reminded me of the chip in that he hit, what was it, on 14 at Bay Hill to take the lead over Colin. en route to winning the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He played that so beautifully. That thing rolled in right in the center. Oh, what a chip. What a view. All right. The vibes are crazy. It's absolutely electric on the TVC River Highlands 18th green. The crowd is buzzing. I'm sure I can't hear, but I'm sure they're buzzing. Keegan gives him a smile and a thumbs up. He says, "You're on my team. I like that you're on my team." All right, here's Tommy. Here is the lag putt from Tommy Fleetwood. Oh, he's left it a million miles short. He's outside Keegan. He's outside Keegan. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We might get the ultimate Mongolian reversal here. He's going to show Keegan the line. Oh my goodness, Tommy. Oh my gosh, guys. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this. That's the worst place that putt could have possibly finished. That's the worst place that putt could have possibly finished, because not only is it 6 feet, 7 feet, it's right on Keegan's line. This is a JJ Spawn, Victor Hovland situation yet again, and he's still away. He is still away. We've got just Mongolian reversal, whatever you want to call it here. We've got two. They're even. These guys are even. Keegan Bradley is now statistically a slight favorite to win the tournament because they're even. They've hit the same amount of shots, and they've both got a putt to finish at 15 under. And Tommy Fleetwood's going to go first. And Keegan Bradley had to move his mark. That's how much it's on the same line. Worm cam, there it is. Oh, I was nervous we were going to have to do this without a worm cam. Tommy Fleetwood, to avoid making 2 bogeys in his last 3 holes, he missed it. Tommy had a 2-shot lead on 16T. He bogeyed 16, and he bogeyed 18. And now Keegan Bradley has 5 feet 8 inches on a putt that he just saw to win the tournament. This is huge, guys. This changes the whole Ryder Cup conversation. This is another near miss if Keegan makes this in Tommy's resume, and he had a 3-shot lead to start the day and a 2-shot lead on 16T, and oh man, this would be a tough one to swallow. But one man's trash is another man's treasure. Keegan Bradley from 5 feet 8 inches to win the Travelers Championship for a second time. Keegan Bradley wins the tournament. He wins the Travelers again. And I'm going to say it. This guy's got to be on the Ryder Cup team. You can't tell me there are 12 Americans who are playing better. What a way to win this tournament. He was out of it. Made 2 absolute bombs. And Keegan Bradley birdies the 72nd hole. And Tommy Fleetwood makes a bogey. And that is a Mongolian reversal of the umpteenth degree. Keegan Bradley is your winner at the Travelers, and this is tough for Tommy, man. This is tough. This is really, really tough. This is going to be a tough one to come back from. Bogeyed 16, bogeyed 18. Keegan's going nuts. How can you not want this guy's energy on the Ryder Cup team? He cannot sit there with a straight face and say that there are 12 Americans who are playing better than him, who care about the Ryder Cup more than him. We're at a point where the rest of the group is going to say to him, "We need you on this team, bud. You're that good." He's up to 8th in the FedEx Cup. He's going to be up near the top 10 in the world rankings, top 15 for sure. Keegan Bradley, a note of commiseration for Tommy Fleetwood. That is really, really tough to swallow. What an electric watch along, you guys. I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You guys are absolutely electric. What a finish. It was Tommy's until it was Keegan's. What a Sunday on the PGA Tour. You guys are legends. Drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna talk about all of this tomorrow on Dan on Golf. See you guys soon.